What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 8WF Chapter 241 Brush, Attack, here again. This is simply not reconciled if you miss a hit, and when you hit it, it's over. However, no matter how persistent it is, the final outcome is just a continuous failure. Not enough, it didn't make much sense to play like this, so Xuan Che let go of the opponent. Xuan Che let go of the bodyguard. It would definitely not be because of fear, or because he couldn't control it. The bodyguard was still sure of this. At this moment, the bodyguard's eyes were full of dignified stares at Xuan Che, to see, this is going to be cruel. Fire style, great fireball technique. At this moment, the bodyguard made a seal with both hands, folded and drank. Then, the great fireball was blown out in an instant, and it swept towards Xuan Che. As a swordsman, once it reaches a certain level, then he can directly cut this ninjutsu, just like first generation, he can do this. At this moment, when Xuan Che's black knife shot, it was dazzling that it was dancing, and it directly built a wall, so that 09 easily resisted the great fireball. What's the point of simply resisting it? In minutes, the great fireball was disintegrated directly. Well, disintegrating the great fireball is just the same as making fun of it. It is very easy, and there is no difficulty in it. However, the bodyguard is already dumbfounded. Is this okay? The bodyguard simply didn't expect the other party to be able to play such a situation, which is simply a bit deceiving. If he has such a terrible sword technique, he has simply such a feeling that he is not afraid of traveling all over the world. What? Come again. At this moment, Xuan Che beckoned to the opponent. The opponent's eyes are a little bit cold. This damn thing. Is it really as if he is a little brother to call? The other party will come again if he says it? The other party is simply thinking about such a rhythm. If you don't clean up the other party, it is absolutely impossible. Impossible. Advertisement action. Get it up, attack, and unfold. Once, twice, it may be nothing, 10 times 8 times, then it is really different. Look, with the feeling of this strong wind, tusk, it must be to drown you in it. It is really serious. It will not let you have good fruits and live a good life. Then what? All of them were resisted by the black sword, whether it was a weapon or ninjutsu. Once it was close, the final result was resistance. You can come countless times, and countless times come, and that is the result, and that is resistance. This has been going on, it has always been a result, resistance. If you continue to resist, it is to make you feel that there is still any hope in this life. Well, that's the situation. You make me really unhappy, do you know? I know what this stuff is for. Are you happy, crazy, have a penny and half a penny with me? This is your personal business, I don't care about it, I am definitely not going to treat you as it is one thing, you can rest assured, really. Xuan Che nodded. You think that I am alone, my brothers and colleagues have already arrived. At this moment, as the bodyguard snapped his fingers, no, another bodyguard appeared next to him instantly, with a pair of eyes, that was staring at Xuan Che. He knew very clearly, Xuan Che is not easy to mess with. If it's easy to provoke, it has long been done, and the other party hasn't done it up to now. That's enough to explain everything. I'm afraid it is such a way of being difficult to deal with, really. You, don't pretend to go down. Really, you think you are a good guy. You think you guys can go all over the world together. You think too much. I think too much, you can rest assured. Think too much, then go to hell. Xuan Che didn't have so much idle time to fight with the opponent. At this moment, not to mention the death of the opponent. At least, it must be played so that the opponent has completely lost its combat effectiveness. This is to completely control the opponent. The other party collapsed. So fast. Advertisement. The two people just look at each other, and there is a way to cope in an instant. Absolute defense. Two people defended the left half of the defense, and the other defended the right half. They immediately launched this absolute defense. After such attacks, they were going towards Xuan Che on offense. Ding, ding. Originally, it was such a situation that Xuan Che could solve the battle with a single shot. However, judging from the situation at this moment, the situation that really solved the battle was reversed to a tie, no matter if you were willing. Accept or unwilling to accept, if this continues, it will be a tie. This is a matter of no suspense. Xuan Che's eyes locked on the opponent, and the opponent was better than he thought. It was not easy to deal with. Xuan Che clenched the two knives tightly with both hands, also using offense as defense, and also in an instant, directly greeted the opponent. Ding, ding. For a while, really, it's hard to tell the outcome, it's hard to tell the male and female. Xuan Che and these two master bodyguards drew a tie. The look of the two bodyguards is very solemn. This is their strongest combat effectiveness. The strongest means a tie. If the opponent does not use the strongest combat effectiveness, will it be that once they are stronger, they will? Is there someone injured? If you are injured, you will die, and if you die, the other will not be good. Rivalry. This seems to be a commodity with no combat effectiveness, and the combat effectiveness displayed makes people feel hopeless. No, it can't go on like this. Run away. In an instant of effort, these two bodyguards just retreated like this and ran away. If you strengthen this idea, you must escape. I won't play with you. When you come, you must leave something. Come and leave if you want. Is this your vegetable garden? Therefore, as these two people were leaving, Xuan Che became even more angry, chasing after anger. It was such a simple matter. After such a chase, these two people felt so flustered. Damn it, why did they catch up? What is this situation? Can it be better? This is simply a feeling that makes people look crazy. More than just catching up and attacking, the attack is swept up in an instant. This is to beat you. This is to know that he is good at Xuan Che. Chapter 242 Brush. The two men are divided into two ways. Then Xuan Che chased the tall bodyguard to see if you were not pleasing to your eyes. Well, he chased after you. After the fight, if you can find your bad brother, then hit your bad brother. It's such a simple setting. Let's start with you and don't accept any rebuttals. When the tall man turned his head, he saw that Xuan Che was already catching up. The feeling of Nati slipping a knife and staring at you is absolutely very, very scary. It is simply not killing you. It will definitely not be a feeling of letting go. How to do? Brush. A knife has already arrived. It is simply impossible to vomit blood without hitting you. As soon as the other party saw this kind of piety, this kind of style, really, immediately, it turned around and the double swords were superimposed in front of him. Ding, ding. There were several tough attacks, and every time it was a hacking attack, and the tall man was unsuccessfully killed. Well, go straight. At this moment, the direct blow was really sent to the other party's heart. This is a firm idea that I must send you on the road. It's that simple. For one thing, the other party is bound to die. No one is useless. Then what? At such a moment, the tall man retreated, and he must not be allowed to hit him like this. Not allowed. No, this is a bite, and if you bite, you will continue to launch this terrible attack. Ding, ding. Fortunately, resisted it. If this goes on, it seems that I can resist it all the time. Is this the same thing? Can you still indulge you like this and let you go on like this? Are you thinking too much? Look, the cold light flashed across Xuan Che's eyes at this moment. Not good. The tall man suddenly realized that at this moment, he was afraid that he was going to be serious. Once you are serious, then it is not going to continue making fun of things with you. That is to think clearly. It must be such a feeling that you have to shoot with you. How can this be? How come? Brush. Advertisement coming. This is a terrible feeling that you can't even see the trajectory. This is such a terrible attack that must hit you. This is a clear idea, and it will definitely not give you a chance to escape. Kneel down. The tall man knelt instantly, and it felt like he had practiced many times at home. Look, kowtow after kneeling. There was a popping sound from this forehead, and it didn't matter whether the head was about to be knocked. It didn't matter. These were all trivial things. At this moment, I was so firm about this idea. Kowtow must go on like this. It's such a simple thing. Bang, bang. Still kowtow. Always kowtow. Why are you doing this? Don't you think that your shamelessness really makes people feel very troubled? Really, it's really troublesome. Sorry, I know I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. The tall man yelled. At this moment, he was completely aware that the person in front of him was someone who looked difficult to provoke, but in fact he was even more nasty. He really knew wrong. Got it. Then, look at this Xuan Che again. Forgive the other person? Not necessarily. The other party's showing of weakness is the other party's business. He can take advantage of the situation and kill the other party. The main thing is to look at his mood. If he is in a good mood, it doesn't matter how he feels. Yes, in a bad mood, no matter what. In the dark, these shurikens were shot out in an instant of kung fu, swish. Toward these two people. This vowed feeling is simply firming up such an idea. It must be the feeling of killing these two people. There won't be the slightest ambiguity, that's it. At this moment, this feeling, this is not driving you crazy, it is impossible. Then what? The Xuan Che of these two people instantly recovered and entered this state of absolute defense. Talking about swordsmanship, the other party is not as good as his apprentice, and still wants to kill him with a cold weapon like shuriken? However, the tall bodyguard really broke down completely. Puff puff. It was hit in many places like this, and then, it was too dead to die, and there was no possibility of surviving. Xuan Che looked at the direction of the shuriken indifferently. A man walked out in the direction of the shuriken. You are Xuan Che? Advertisement. The other party looked at Xuan Che and asked. You are not from Akatsuki? Xuan Che asked. Why should I be from Akatsuki? So where did you come from? Do you care about me? You know one thing. Today, you are bound to die and you will undoubtedly be over. It's such a simple thing. Then I don't know. I can't know this. I'm such a capable person. It's impossible if you let me accept such a result. This is unrealistic and impossible to succeed. I killed me. In fact, it was just a conjecture. It was impossible at all, really. Xuan Che nodded. Brush, if you can't bear it, let's do it directly. When it comes to close combat capability, the opponent is indeed good. The moment of kung fu approached, and the double knives danced like this in the palm of the hand, giving a dazzling feeling. At this moment, this is a slap in the face and it is just about to hit you. There is no way to prevent it. Idea, that's good. The actual result is that you can be prepared. Under this absolute defense, the sound of ding 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 can be heard, and all of the opponent's attacks have been guarded. If this method is strengthened, it will not be such a possibility for the opponent to successfully hit, absolutely not. Xuan Che's eyes locked on each other. The other party took a deep breath. This is a little harder to deal with than he thought, but these are minor problems and can be adapted. The hands are knotted and printed together. This is the terrible power of fire style. Great fireball, phoenix fire, Long Yan singing. It feels like someone from Uchiha is coming. Under such an offensive, Xuan Che responded with ease again and again, and managed to deal with the opponent's attacks. Sharingan. The other party shouted loudly, and appeared in front of Xuan Che in a sudden, and then, this was directly using the illusion technique. At this moment, he would directly give Xuan Che 2. Boom. The avatar just exploded. This is not Xuan Che's body. Chapter 243. Xuan Che rushed out from the dark for an instant, and, when he came out, he hit this man with a vow, a desperate blow. This blow must have sent the opponent to a dead end. You think? Is that what you think? Are you afraid that you think too much? The man's eyes stared at Xuan Che with enthusiasm, his figure exploded, and he had to keep a distance from Xuan Che. It was really a terrible close combat not to continue with the opponent. As a result, if people can come, it is absolutely impossible to allow you to have a chance to escape. What do you think is what you think? You flee if you want. You are afraid that you are thinking a little too much, and you have thought about impossible things. In the end, it is impossible to escape. Ding, ding. Time and time again, chasing and fighting. This is to catch up with the man. You have to beat the man to a disability. It will not be for men to have good fruit to eat. The man's mood is really bad. Damn it, what the hell is it going to do? Are you trying to kill yourself with close combat? This is too naive, right? His Uchiha is clear. Is it so easy to kill? Close combat has always been the best of the Uchiha family. Look, Uchiha is clear. This is a wave of his right hand, which directly releases a sealed sword. Whose sword is this? This was the sword of the first generation, the one that disappeared without a trace. It was in the palm of the Uchiha clan, to be precise, in the palm of the Uchiha Madara. Since it is something of Uchiha Madara, it must appear in the palm of the person Madara uses. Ding, ding. After Uchiha Ching had this knife, he immediately resisted all attacks, and he could still play with Xuan Che like this. As long as Xuan Che is willing to continue to come, he swears that the opponent's attack must not be such a possibility of breaking the defense. Xuan Che's figure exploded. He felt that he should think about it clearly before he acted again. Fight, that's for sure. Can't be blind. The confrontation must have a plan, and it must not follow it. It must be clear after thinking about it, and then try again and again. Then it must be a killer. It must be a desperate feeling. No, it's such a simple thing to let the other party go on like this. At this moment, the opponent's eyes were staring at Xuan Che. Advertisement: if the enemy doesn't move, I won't move. As long as Xuan Che doesn't move, well, the opponent won't move either. However, as long as they choose to move, the opponent will respond instantly and not give Xuan Che a chance to hit. Xuan Che turned around and left, this feeling, ignoring you. Why should you treat you as one thing? Why should you take you in your eyes? It's your business and your scenario is your business. Whatever you want, it's your personal business. If he is determined, he will not put you in his eyes. At this moment, for a while, always, it is such a kind of virtue. This kind of virtue will not have any change. Isn't it irritating? Is the brain buzzing? Yes, that's right. What you want is such an effect. It is absolutely impossible if you don't drive you crazy, absolutely. Xuan Che's eyes locked on the damn Uchiha's clarity. Uchiha is clear, in a bad mood, it's true, this person, staring at him so much, it is impossible to chase him down. However, after locking Uchiha Chingchun, he left here step by step. Came back, at this moment, Yinzi appeared just like the unpredictable feeling. He appeared in front of Xuan Che. This time, she took a dozen subordinates with her eyes and stared at Xuan Che, watching. Why are you looking at me? Where are my subordinates? It's dead. Xuan Che seeks truth from facts. Yinzi's right hand stood up. Whizzing. Big guy, this is directly surrounding Xuan Che. After being surrounded, this is ready to launch this terrible attack at any time. It is not just a scare thing, it is directly to send you to a dead end. This is changed to someone else, and it is probably frightened. Advertisement, however, the choice is just to place the right hand on the hilt of his own knife. As for the eyes, it is so full of indifference to stare at the opponent is going to fight, right? Want to fight? Well, he already felt the despair of the other party. Well, as long as the opponent started the fight, then Xuan Che really didn't hesitate at all. He must have a good time with the opponent. This is not what Yinzi wants to see. Damn it, this guy is not afraid at all. Yinzi's subordinates were chased and killed by the other party. Now, one of them died. This matter must be explained by the other party. People from the Yinzi family didn't mean to kill as soon as they were killed. It's not the same thing. What about your subordinates? It must be dead, but things must be made clear. Your subordinates, it must not be me who killed them. That's the thing. So, what do you mean? What do I mean? I didn't kill this person. That's all. Then you just don't admit it, do you? If it is, I must admit it. If not, how can I admit it? He was killed by someone from Uchiha's family. Go to the Uchiha family. In this way, Yinzi gave an order. Everyone, this is lacing. No, after a while, this group of people is simply disturbing the feeling that the Uchiha family feels like a joke. Then, the representative of this family came to Xuan Che. What a simple thing, because I chose to plant Uchiha, and in the end, it planted Yinzi. If Yinzi is a very provocative person, it will be stolen, and there will be nothing, and it will be over if it is cleaned up. However, Yinzi's backstage was very tough. This matter, Xuan Che explained to the other party well, mainly because there is no need to bear the responsibility, right? Afterwards, the other party went back. After going back, after such an analysis by several important family members, it is certain that this person, that is, Uchiha, who is called a genius in the Uchiha family, is clear. Many years ago, Uchiha was clear. That was Uchiha's genius. He defected earlier than Uchiha Itachi. For no reason, he disappeared without a trace. Fortunately, he became one of the few survivors of Uchiha's destruction. 1. As long as the other party is not doing anything obvious, he can still pull it back to support Uchiha, and Uchiha is under construction. Chapter 244. After a while, this Yinzi will come. When I came to Xuan Che, I stared at Xuan Che, flickering her almost to publicize the survivors of Uchiha for everyone to attack, and now she was telling her that she was another Uchiha person. Who is that? Are you making up a story? What are you doing looking at me like this? Xuan Che shrugged. The feeling that he didn't really want to deal with the other party is already very clear. This means that you should go wherever you want to go. This is not very suitable for you. Let's go, hurry up. You didn't see that because of your relationship. This emotion became a little bit in a moment, isn't it good? Tell me. I didn't see it, it really didn't, Xuan Che nodded. Whatever, you fooled me into Uchiha, and as a result, you told me that the person was not Uchiha. What do you want to do? I didn't say that it was not from Uchiha, I just said that it was not from the Uchiha family, but defected. As for what caused the defect, I'm not sure. You killed my subordinates, now, you can't give me an explanation, then, you wait, Da Ming will look for you. And many more. Xuan Che stopped Yinzi, who had turned around. The other party seemed to have something to do with the daimyo. What's wrong? I catch Uchiha clearly and it's over, right? Yes, that's okay, you wait for me for 3 days. Xuan Che said. Xuan Che wasn't afraid of the other party, but felt that what was so inexplicable was that an enemy was erected. It was really unnecessary. In 3 days, investigating takeout arrests, and grabbing a Uchiha clear, it shouldn't be a big problem. Yinzi couldn't help it. It was really asking him to go to war with the other party. That would not be enough, she just left the matter to the daimyo to handle it. Since the other party is willing to catch Uchiha clearly within 3 days, that would save trouble. If a person is not from Konoha Shinobi village, it is really impossible to find the other person, it is too difficult. 10 minutes, that's all gone. Xuan Che has already left this ninja village. Subsequently, this was the first time he came to the exchange. Advertisement good here. As long as there is money here, you have all the information, even the information about Jonin in Konoha. Here is very, very detailed. When Xuan Che came, of course, he had to see the person in charge. He didn't like these shrimp soldiers and crabs. But the person in charge can see anyone else. Therefore, for this Xuan Che's proposal, the other party simply chose to ignore it. Well, it's not uncommon to take care of you. You can do whatever you like. Anyway, it won't satisfy you. This is a 100% thing. Annoying. Is it so arrogant? Is it so cold? Is it so bleak? He chose to take a deep breath and spit it out slowly. He told himself, calm down and be calm. Calm down. Bang, bang. Xuan Che put his hands into palms and moved out. Such a dance went out and hit the two people directly, and the two of them sat on the ground in an instant. This is for trouble. The two people got up as soon as they sat on the ground. Their hands were also pulled out of the double knives immediately, holding the handles of the knives and dancing like this. Brush, brush. This feeling of light and sword shadow is not funny. This means, this is for lil play, right? Xuan Che doesn't matter, it's up to the other party. When these two people saw that Xuan Che was so frivolous, it was even more unbearable. They had to kill Xuan Che. Whizzing. This attack, really, it was covered with this desperate feeling, and then, there was an endless sound of ding, ding and ding, coming once, and resisting it. After coming several times, it is easy to show the absolute defense. Absolute defense, that is, no matter how you come to the final end of the attack, it is impossible to have the possibility of success, or how could it be called absolute defense? Right? At this moment, Xuan Che's expression is like looking at these two ghosts so indifferently. Too angry. It's a failure to attack so many times. This is an insult. The feeling is very clear. No, the other party is not allowed to continue to insult people. They don't accept the insult. They must give the other party. Kill it, definitely. Zero ask for flowers advertisement. This sworn attack is another round. Ding, ding, ding. In the end, it was all the same, it resisted it again, and also hooked his finger at the other party. This means, come again, it must be so persistent. I am really optimistic about you. Too annoying. It's a certain thing to be mad. You can't allow this to be like this all the time, no. What's up? I'm so embarrassed. You can't help the other party. People have absolute strength here. They can do whatever they want. You can only follow them. If you follow them again and again, you will be killed by them, or it's crazy. Zero. A figure came out. The two ninjas found the backbone of the main body, and they were standing behind this person in an instant, standing still. It was such a feeling that a word was not much to be said. The people here are called ramblings. It's just such a name, so you don't understand why the other party is such a name. Hello, my name is Donglu Si, I am glad to meet you. Then I don't really want to know you. Xuan Che didn't mean to stretch out his hand at all. I couldn't hold on to my face that was twitching. I dripped my stomach. These are small things. Well, it doesn't have to be the same thing as the other person. Can we talk about it? Who talked to you? I came here to buy information. These two things are like me. That's okay. I don't have to pay. I want information. Xuan Che said. I really wanted to start this irresponsible attack, but in the end he agreed to the other party. The situation is stronger than that of people. At this moment, it is not easy to turn your face. Even if you have to make a move for a while, at this moment, you must not be able to be so provoked by the other party. Well, it is such a simple matter. At this moment, the babbled eyes were staring at Xuan Che so straightforwardly, looking for it, and at any time the attack would be directed at the opponent's body 3 times and 5 times to greet him. The thing is already given to the other party. Why is the other party still not leaving? NS. Chapter 245. Go, let's go, if you get your things, of course you will leave. However, as soon as this Xuan Che left, the feeling of being stalked appeared. It seemed that it was not as simple as he thought. When this information was obtained, the other party also vented his information. Then, these people who wanted to kill him came. In this underground reward, that Xuan Che's head is very valuable. As long as the money is given enough, the matter becomes simpler, no matter how difficult it is. There will be people trying it, just like at this moment, isn't it just someone trying it? Whizzing. The attack of the sword light sword shadow, obviously, this is to prepare directly from Xuan Che's strongest ability to start. Your sword skills are the strongest, people. It is also the use of sword skills to clean up you. It is directly close to the zero battle. Below, you will be completely annihilated. Ding, ding. Under absolute defense, these swordsmanship attacks are nothing more than tricks. They're useless, right? Xuan Che's eyes are staring around. Whizzing. The figures came out one after another. This vowed feeling is that Xuan Che must be taken down. If you will get the head, that is good luck. At this moment, everyone must work together to give Xuan Che to Xuan Che. Killing is just such an idea, it's useless for anyone to come. Xuan Che's figure just rushed out. After rushing out, it pierced the heart of a ninja in an instant, and then, it was an even more instant effort to escape. This speed is called a fast. According to the information, Xuan Che is not an escaped person. Everyone is ready to attack in groups and one person is sure to be able to kill Xuan Che in such a preparation. As a result, people just ran away like this, and you don't know how the other party made such a choice. At this moment, it's all ignoring coins. It's a kind of totally unrecovered one, it feels like. When everyone came back to their senses, Xuan Che's figure was already running away. Chase. Must be to catch up. Whoosh is to shoot at Xuan Che. Xuan Che's eyes look behind him. Tusk, here it is. But what can be done? Can you kill him in this way? Think too much. Advertisement Xuan Che has never been so easy to deal with. Okay. If you don't give the opponent the possibility of catching up, but it also gives the opponent a chance. What is forced is to introduce the opponent into the woods. Later, Xuan Che put his hands together. Then, just listening to the sound of booming, these detonating symbols detonated with this Xuan Che, tusk, instantly exploded precisely beside these people. Every time Xuan Che detonated because the other party arrived. Near the palm of the detonation talisman, he stared at this one to detonate. Because of the other party's self-sense, in the blink of an eye, more than 90% of them were destroyed like this. The rest of this one was staring at Xuan Che with gloomy eyes, completely unexpected that this situation would develop to such a point. This feeling is really very, very crazy. Xuan Che's eyes locked on the survivor. After a while, he would shoot at the opponent's body, and as long as he made a serious shot on his side, the opponent would have only one end. The only one, he must die. It is such a simple thing, the other party does not die, and the law of nature is unbearable. It is such a simple thing. When the other party saw the look in Xuan Che's eyes, it felt like they saw the look in the eyes of the great demon king. This feeling, flustered, unstable, this emotion, it became quite bad in an instant, but there is no way, this feeling is really crazy. How to do it? Can't it go on like this forever? How frustrating is this? Is it such a situation? Does Xuan Che treat each other as one thing? Frustration, that's the other party's business. On his side, he should be indifferent, whatever he should do. Well, if you think about it, it will be here. I care about you so much, huh? 5 minutes, that's over. The choice has always been not anxious, this attack is to be prepared, but not to go. Brush. The other party did it, I'm not sure, I'm not even a little bit sure, but if I don't make a move, I will be forced to death by Xuan Che. It is such a rhythm of death. Therefore, the other party thinks clearly, it must be you have to make a move, this attack, vowed to come 0. Once, twice, 3 times, look, scary, right? Is the brain buzzing? Yes, that's right, Xuan Che's eyes stared at each other gloomily. The opponent's eyes stared at Xuan Che gloomily, so, look at each other. Advertisement I'm afraid this is going to keep looking at each other all the time. Do you think that? You are a bit uncomfortable to talk about. I'm not a person who can talk. You give yourself the illusion that I can talk. As a result, what I bring to you will only be despair. The desperate attack is unambiguous and unfolds, it is such a situation. Xuan Che nodded. Brush, Xuan Che's counterattack unfolded. Damn me, I am willing to apologize, the other party knelt down. Under the threat of death, the other party really collapsed. Where did this evildoer come from? This looks too scary, right? Looking at this Xuan Che, there is simply a hint of certainty that I would never have such a feeling. This is such a feeling that makes people panic and uneasy. Puff. A knife pierced the other's heart. In the dark, a figure came out. Tisk tusk, it's amazing, Uchiha said clear to Xuan Che. Uchiha, why did you bring it here by yourself? Xuan Che looked at the other person and asked. Because I know you are asking me, then, if I don't send it to the door, you will come on the initiative in the end. Once you come on the initiative, then I know how many traps you have. Now, your traps are exposed, that's all for going back and forth. I won't give you a chance to engage in more conspiracies. Come, if you have anything you want to say, say, if you have anything you want to do, do it. Uchiha said to Xuan Che. Xuan Che's eyes were a bit cold, and it was indeed time for the other party to appear. Even if there is a detonator that explodes or not. That is just the detonation talisman. For those of Uchiha, the detonation is not enough. Therefore, there must be more preparations to be able to kill the opponent 100%. For now, these preparations are not enough and can kill the opponent, melancholy. Chapter 246. Xuan Che didn't really want to do it, but, Uchiha thought. These hands hold the feeling of kunai coming in an instant, that is to grasp this opportunity and simply kill you. If people think about how to do it, they will definitely not stay. Such a feeling in the hand. Brush, once again, Uchiha's figure came close to Xuan Che's body. At this moment, the feeling of kunai dancing really wanted to drown you in it. Xuan Che frowned. This guy, this is going to be here today to kill himself unswervingly, with a pair of Sharingan. He thinks he is invincible in the world, right? It seems that it is time for the other party to see how to slay Sharingan's swordsmanship, Flying Thunder God Slash. Brush. In such a moment, Xuan Che moved. Flying Thunder God Slash's mortal blow was sent directly to Uchiha's body. If it wasn't because Uchiha was running fast, at this moment, tusk, it would not be as simple as piercing the arm. When knife 09 was picked, his arm was broken, and it fell to the ground. Uchiha's figure stood still, his right hand was dripping with blood, and his eyes were staring at Xuan Che. Last time you were able to escape, do you think you really have the ability to deal with me? I just didn't have enough intelligence about you. This time, the intelligence is enough, how can you escape? Xuan Che asked. Whizzing, the steel needle swept towards Xuan Che directly. In this dark place, there is an ambush. This time, Sasori's team was also acting with Uchiha. It's no accident. No, Deidara is flying in the sky. He has been hiding. At this moment, he is already preparing for battle, so he has directly controlled the air supremacy. Flying in the sky, with both eyes, that is Xuan Che staring straight at the ground, always ready to dive down and launch an attack at any time. Thinking about going towards you, it won't be so easy to let you go. Advertisement at this moment, Xuan Che is under the gaze of these two people and the condescension of one person. It feels like it is not so easy to kill one of these three people at this moment. Xuan Che is a straightforward person. If he says there is a chance, then he will definitely cherish it. No matter what, he will fight a game. If there is no chance, he may just leave, just like it's the same at this moment, already ready to leave. Whizzing. Hidden weapon, come again. This time, because people are already visible, another attack will cover more comprehensively. It will really submerge you in minutes and bring you this terrible damage. Ding. The black knife danced, and all of them were resisted. What could make the opponent so simple and easy as to end the battle with a hidden weapon? Just like a joke, the other party is afraid that it feels a little too much. Xuan Che looked at the other side indifferently, and never thought about making the other side good. Really, how many times he came, that was how many times he was resisted. Whizzing. On Deidara's side, it is already towards Xuan Che that the birds are released. These birds are not only as simple as birds, they can also explode. These bombs are really very difficult to entangle. In this land country, Deidara is definitely a very difficult commodity. Boom explosion sounded. The explosion was also successful, it created a huge amount of dust, which made Xuan Che's figure disappear without a trace. Deidara, did you follow him all the way? Sasori looked at Deidara and asked very curiously. No, didn't I go along with you, uncle? Can I follow you all the way? I'm about to succeed. You erased his whereabouts at this critical moment. You are helping him escape from birth and then launch a fatal attack on me. We are all the same with him, we are not all the same. No, don't wrong me, you really don't mean much to be like this. I followed you all the way, definitely not with him, absolutely. You followed him all the way, I can see it, brush. Advertisement suddenly, such a figure rushed out, and with a knife, it directly slashed at Sasori's body, tusk, this feeling, it is such a rhythm to cut you off. Judging from the situation at this moment, if you continue to do so, it will simply not kill you, it is impossible, it is such a setting. Then what? The result is really predictable. This knife directly cut off Sasori's protective shell. Such a figure was shot out of the puppet in an instant, and, under the cover of this black cloak, it was directly hidden in the dark place. Sasori's eyes, staring at Xuan Che straightly, the other party, it's amazing, the other party is abruptly letting him present his body, tut, the other party, it's not like ordinary people. A feeling, judging from such a situation at this moment, the other party is not a simple good thing. Brush. One knife, come again. This kind of close combat can really only depend on oneself, and Uchiha is basically abolished. Ding. Sasori's weapons appeared in an instant, and he immediately confronted Xuan Che. This is the feeling of not being afraid of Xuan Che at all. When Xuan Che thinks that they can give you a little face, they also use facts to speak. Why do you want to give you face? No, what kind of tricks can you play? Xuan Che's eyes stared at Sasori. Sasori's attack was already the main attack and he greeted Xuan Che. Sasori's characteristic is that he is not afraid of tiredness. As long as the puppet body is sharp enough in thinking, there will be no pause when chakra is enough. If it is close combat, others will be out of breath for an hour, but Sasori only has enough energy or not enough. If the energy is not enough, it will be very troublesome. That's all, if it's energy enough, he can play with you all the time. At this moment, Sasori's eyes were staring at Xuan Che, and he was right. Strictly guard against death. As long as Xuan Che launches a counterattack, Sasori can definitely hold it. how powerful the opponent's close combat is the opponent's business, and Sasori is not a simple person. Chapter 247 Brush. Xuan Che is running off again. It really means running off if he doesn't agree with him. It doesn't matter whether you can accept it or not. It doesn't matter whether you can accept it or not. The feeling is so general and clear. Brush. Sasori's figure, just chasing, really wants to run under his eyelids. Well, very good. This is a little bit of face is not given such a feeling, such an irritating look. Okay, the other party is really dead. It is absolutely impossible if the other party is not cleaned up. Then, is it possible to catch up? After chasing, I lost it. Did Xuan Che go back? If you go back, you won't be chasing after you. Such a way back and forth, this speed can keep up. Xuan Che ran towards a small town nearby. When he arrived in town, he was not ready to go back for a while. The actions of Xiao's organization made Xuan Che very unhappy. Since Akatsuki has taken action, Xuan Che must fight back. It can't be the case and just let the other party act and it's over. No, this is too shameful. If you return to Konoha, it is easy to be targeted by the other party. Once it comes out, you may be locked in by the other party. Once there is action, the final result is that you are under the control of the other party. The situation has developed to the point of how troublesome it is. In order for this plan to be successful, it must not go back. Outside, then, even if he takes action, the other party cannot control his whereabouts. When the time comes, one hit will be accurate, and it will directly be hit. The Akatsuki organization knows that some people are really not easy to provoke. This is the situation. Just when I came here, I found that such a man was staring at such a woman, and he drew fiercely, tusk. This cane was almost broken off. This man was really very fierce. A feeling of fierce light is not simple to look at. I want to talk to you. There are still laws in this society. It's inappropriate for you to commit crimes in the street like this. Xuan Che couldn't stand it anymore and said a few words. Why, you found me a concubine? The man looked at the woman and asked. No, the woman is wronged. If Xuan Che wants to chase her, she is really willing. Advertisement, however, if it is said that she has not taken advantage of such a situation at all, she must be allowed to bear the notoriety. No, she is not willing. With such a choice, it doesn't matter if you bear such an infamy. I'm afraid, that is, there is no such a man at all, and he has not taken advantage of him, so he will bear the infamy. No. You just don't admit it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to admit it. The man looked at Xuan Che. It seemed that this guy had come to die in front of him. He definitely wouldn't let this guy go so easily. Certainly, that guy was going to let this guy go. I know, some people have only one end for offending. Death. It's definitely dead. The man's figure moved into action, and he moved closer to Xuan Che, attacking. It was even more directly unfolded. This time, it was a sparing attack. Really, every time it is about to hit, it will cause you very terrible damage. It will not let you have good biscuits. This is a certain thing. Then what? Over and over again, I looked at it, and it was amazing and terrifying. As a result, it was also very unsatisfactory, and it did not reach such a terrifying point. Failed. Every time, it feels like a little more effort, then you can succeed, but every time, this effort is not so much. It is impossible and successful. It is really melancholy. How can it be? Has it developed to a point like this? There is no way to make people tricky. My brain hurts. Xuan Che looked at each other indifferently. I don't care about you so much. You can do whatever you want. It's true that you don't stop you. The other party was so irritated to the point where he became irritated and lost his mind. The more fierce attack, that is, it unfolded even more without the slightest ambiguity. It must have caused terrible damage to Xuan Che. It doesn't work for anyone to come. It's that simple. Then pinch. No success. Failure. Where can it be so easy to be successful? Think more. Xuan Che's mood is a bit uncomfortable. This person is going to be stubborn and stalemate. It seems that it is really time to give the other party a little bit of power. Boom. Xuan Che is just such a position, hitting the opponent's body with one palm. Advertisement, then it's the second time. Then it was the third time. So, this is greeted again and again. I really think it can be clear. It is absolutely impossible if you don't defeat you. It's such a simple thing, how clear it is. Xuan Che stared at the opponent, and attacked the opponent. He really strengthened his desperation. He must attack to the end. Once or twice, you can barely hold it, and it may be possible to persist. The most fearful thing is that there is no hope. Yes, there is no hope. At the moment, the other party has no hope. Facing such Xuan Che, I am really crazy. This brain is simply buzzing. Yes, this damn. Why is it so excessive? Why is it so? What the hell is the other party doing? 5 minutes have passed. Has it changed? No, there is no change at all. It's just such a situation. Xuan Che's attack continues to hit you like this. It's already. There is no hope for you. I hope to have a good talk with you and a good communication. If there is anything, it can be resolved through such a peace talk. I hope not. Xuan Che shook his head. The other party can hope for the other party. Xuan Che doesn't want it. I am a person of identity. Is there an ID card? I have it too. Who doesn't have one, right? I also have an ID card. What's the problem? You, don't be so aggressive and drive me crazy. I can't wait for such a rhythm to kill you. Know the power. Is this something you know? This is something that needs to be changed. Do you understand it? Ha. Xuan Che smiled. It's so maddening. Why this person is so bad. Chapter 248. Brush. In an instant of effort, the man moved away from Xuan Che as he stepped back. He had already figured out that this man, once he became firm, his idea would be like this. In the end, he was 100% dead. It was that simple. Everyone has a temper, especially him. Once your temper is so big that you can't get it off. As a result, Xuan Che didn't look at the other party directly. The man is gone. This girl, Mei Yazi, came to Xuan Che's face, so she kept staring at Xuan Che. This man, like falling from the sky, appeared in front of her. Okay, it's all right. The most feared thing is that people are short-lived, and when they appear, they disappear without a trace. That is really terrible, really. Therefore, this beautiful tooth hopes that the other party will either not appear. Once it appears, it will appear for a lifetime, instead of 1 day, 2 days, 3 or 5 days. This day, 2 days, 3 or 5 days, does not need the other party at all, no need. Then, 5 minutes passed. Mei Yazi always wanted to open her mouth like this, but she didn't know what to say when she opened her mouth. This feeling was really embarrassing. Mei Yazi's eyes stared at Xuan Che softly. Then, how can Xuan Che continue to indulge you? Turned around and left. So serious as that I didn't think about treating you as the same thing, and I just left here if I didn't care. 10 minutes passed. Xuan Che's mood is very, very bad because of the relationship between her beautiful teeth. This person, what is going to be done? What is going to be done? Whether it can be better or not. Mei Yazi followed Xuan Che silently. Are you crazy? Why follow me? You ruined my reputation. Well, that's what it is. If you are corrupt, you will be corrupt. It doesn't matter. I'm such an indifferent person. Do I still care if your reputation is corrupted? You probably think too much. I never thought about your reputation. Your reputation. Does this matter have anything to do with me? Xuan Che asked very curiously. Think about it, it must be like this, is it to be? Unswervingly, it must be such a practice, right? Tell me. Huh? What? Xuan Che looked at Mei Yazi and asked. Advertisement. Mei Yazi's hands were clenched tightly, just staring at Xuan Ce all the time. Then Xuan Che continued to walk forward. Mei Yazi, continue to follow. I must follow you all the way to let you know what the offended woman will be like in the future. It can't be good, that's for sure. 10 minutes passed. No, Xuan Che has stopped his figure once again and wants to talk to Mei Yazi. No chance, because, at this moment, this man has already returned, and he vowed to stare at Xuan Che. What he really looked at, how he didn't like such a feeling. I wish he wanted to kill Xuan Che's rhythm, don't mention how uncomfortable it is to feel. The man's eyes stared at Xuan Che. What are you doing again? Are you going to die? You are not my opponent, why don't you believe it? You keep going on, all the time, you are not my opponent either. You don't want to be so naive, really. Believe it or not, I will kill you. The man pointed at Xuan Che. Xuan Che shrugged. This is not a matter of believing or disbelief, this is a matter of whether he cares or not. The key point is that Xuan Che doesn't care. Since Xuan Che doesn't care, the other party likes to do it, and whoever wants to kill will kill him. These are all trivial things. Well, the other party thinks that he will treat him as one thing. That's what the other party thinks. How could he possibly do it? Will it be regarded as one thing? Brush, unbearable. The action started. Boom, Xuan Che fought back. At this moment, Xuan Che didn't want to talk to the other party, so, when he started, there was no softness. In the absence of any softness, the result is conceivable. The feeling of being cruel and cruel makes people so crazy and unhappy, but what can be done? Boom. Attack. Come again. It's muddy, it's enough. Advertisement. At this moment, the man drank loudly. Boom. Attack. Continue. It won't be because the other party thinks that it's enough. It's not going as the other party thinks. The other party's naivety is the other party's business. It doesn't matter. Under such a situation, it will be a shot. The hit will be a hit under the condition of the hit. Boom. I'm crazy. The man drank. Boom. You are dead. The man retreated, but he invited Miyagi's soldier to him. It doesn't matter if he doesn't give himself face. Doesn't he even give Miyagi's soldier's face? Miyagi Ichiba used to be a chunin, a very powerful person. Once he was mad. Hey, these 3 and 5x2 attacks are simply going to send you to a dead end. What do you think? The stalemate was over after 10 minutes. You stared at me, and I locked you too. Totally, that's a feeling of being locked in such a way and not communicating. It makes people really just don't understand. You don't know what the other party is doing. It feels inexplicable. Ichiba Miyagi stared at this damn guy, wishing he wanted to make a move at this moment. The shot was to greet the opponent. This opponent is so maddening, not very happy, kind of. Brush. This time, it was really vowed to come, and the lethality was amazing. 10 minutes have passed. It was a shocking attack. It was a failure every time. It was just a failure. There was no possibility of success. It was so powerless. You are also a waste. You are very wasteful. I have expectations of you. I think you should be able to cause me a little harm. As a result, there is nothing. Why are you so wasteful? You, shut up for me, don't talk about it anymore. Waste, Xuan Che said. At this moment, Miyagi Yaipeng is already on the verge of an eruption of the flame mountain. Really, unbearable, really, I can't wait for you to die. You are really so angry, he couldn't continue to endure it like this. The results of it? People are still like this. Chapter 249. Brush, speed, strength, accuracy. At this moment, all of them are squeezed to death. It is promoted to ultimate. This is a blow to promote to ultimate. It must bring you terrible damage and hit you. I know that some people, really it's very difficult to provoke, difficult to deal with, that's what it is. Miyagi's attack is definitely a good attack, but no matter how good the attack is, it depends on the opponent. If the opponent is Xuan Che, the result can be imagined. Avoid it. Avoid it once, avoid it the second time, avoid it the second time, and avoid it the third time, isn't it? Avoiding it again and again has seriously affected emotions. Under such a situation that seriously affected emotions, Miyagi's eyes stared at Xuan Che with irritable emotions. Filled with this heart, I really hope that things will not develop to such an improper level. Improper. Then what? The results of it. Do you follow the vision of this soldier in Miyagi? Of course it is impossible. People's counterattack, this is already unfolded at this moment. Since it's unfolding, it's not just to behave, right? No, this counterattack, vowed to greet the Miyagi soldier. Hearing a bang, it was just a blow, which directly caused Miyagi's soldiers to fly away. How could this happen when the calf is completely broken? The figure of Miyagi Yapeng stopped in the same place, his eyes gloomily stared at this damn Xuan Che. He didn't dare to wash, he was really unwilling. This man had never thought that he would. These are angry questions, the other party is really a bit too rampant, right? Such a posture of the other party is really inappropriate. Can't allow this to continue like this. It must be a complete end to the dispute at this moment. So, Ichiba Miyagi's figure burst backwards, so, this is fleeing backwards, so, this is unwavering. I never thought I would continue to talk to you so much. This sense, then what? Did you escape successfully? Think too much. Escape, think about it, in practice, where is it so easy to succeed? Ichiba Miyagi is really mad to die, this person, so he bit himself and won't let himself go. Is it so excessive? Is it so bad? If you have something, it's good to tell it clearly, it's really bad and inappropriate. Then, it's still going to be like this. It's not good and it's not appropriate to go on. Let's take care of you, do whatever you like, simple things. Advertisement. You, give me seriousness, I'm also a temperamental person, really. Then I'm not serious, I can care if you have a temper or a temper. Even if you are going crazy, that's your business, I told you to be serious. Impossible. At this moment, this Xuan Che shook his head. Then, the figure of Miyagi Ichiba stopped. It's impossible, right? This is to make it clear that I want to go to war with him, right? This is a firm belief that this is to start this endless dispute with him, right? No, you are not allowed to just keep crying, not allowed. What's the matter? Nothing. Great, then you continue, I won't stop you, really. Xuan Che nodded. Jian, put together and drink. Fire style, Jiaolong. The flame formed the form of a dragon in an instant and then covered the Xuan Che. The bells and whistles, this compares to Uchiha's random great fireball, which is probably choking. At this moment, Xuan Che really shook his head and didn't want to talk anymore. He really wanted to see the other party, and really didn't like it. The other party, it really made people hopeless. Looking at the other party is like shaking his head directly. It's not just a little bit of disappointment, there is really no hope for the other party. It is obviously impossible for the other party to be a more powerful attack method by playing. Well, this guy has such a little ability. Such a good point, basically you can ignore the other party, and the other party, whatever you love. This guy is not allowed to be so rampant, absolutely not allowed. At this moment, the hands of this soldier of Miyagi were once again sealed. Zero ask for flowers brush. At this moment, the sword technique just moved towards Jiaolong's body, covering it. Using swordsmanship directly broke this ninjutsu. What kind of operation is this? Is it so scary? Isn't this a human being? This is such a feeling that a trace of hope is invisible, and it is not a little bit of such a feeling that makes people crazy. 10 minutes passed, advertisement 20 minutes passed. 30 minutes passed. I killed you, do you know that I killed you? Boom. A palm, from this Xuan Che, the other party wants to kill him, verbally. He wants to kill the opponent. In terms of action, as long as he wants to, this attack is really easy and simple. It can be directed at the opponent. Tisk tisk tisk, get a sense of accuracy, not desperate. Despair. 0. Then do it again. Boom, attack, come again. Bang, attack, continue, bang, bang. This attack was repeated again and again, so, it was so general, and it swept through without any effort. What I think is clear, it won't let you have good fruit to eat, this is a sure thing. Did you not find out? At this moment, I am because of your relationship. It is good to know that it is serious discomfort, no. Boom. Brother, I'm sorry, it was really a threat and it didn't work, and it couldn't be beaten. If this went on, I couldn't feel any hope. Miyagi's soldiers simply knelt on the ground and almost kowtowed to the opponent. Seeing kneeling doesn't help much, kowtow, it's really kowtow. Isn't this something impossible? The other party, such wildness is not a human being, it is obvious that they are ready to continue to shoot at you. Can the other party continue to come? If you kowtow and apologize if you should apologize, at this moment, it's over if you apologize to the other party seriously. 5 minutes, that's over. At this moment, Miyagi Yapeng has completely lost his face, and I don't know what to do. This brain is not a bit painful, NS. Chapter 250. But does anyone care for you? People left without thinking it, and it felt like you could not be there in the eyes. Originally speaking, as for Xuan Che, he wanted to be cleansed. As a result, would he give you a chance to be cleansed? No. Xuan Che was followed by Mei Yazi without taking 2 steps. At this moment, in Mei Yazi's beautiful eyes, there is only Xuan Che's ghost feeling, staring at hiccups, staring at you so much, locking in the feeling of staring at you like you, is to let you know how great it is. What are you doing looking at me? Are you crazy? Xuan Che asked. You ruined my reputation, this kind of nonsense again. This kind of nonsense simply made Xuan Che feel bad in an instant. If the other party said such nonsense, 023 must have a purpose. Then, the analysis shows that the other party's purpose must be to make you responsible. Xuan Che doesn't want to be responsible, but is everyone familiar or how? That is to say, I feel that this person is beaten and is about to be beaten to death. This person is really pitiful, so let's rescue him. This is a rescue mistake, isn't it? This is a wrong rescue, right? Damn, this kind of feeling is simply maddening. This emotion is bad for a moment and hopes to change. Then hope to change is not changeable. People are not going to fight with you for life and death. If someone is fighting with you, it doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of the other's life and death. What I'm afraid of is this kind of operation at this moment. It's really crazy, and it makes people feel so powerless like never before. 5 minutes passed. So, this is going on all the time, 50 minutes will pass like this. So, this is going up and down with you all the time. Brush. Xuan Che can't do anything, let's get rid of the other party. I don't know if it can be successful. I feel that it is really choking. People are not a simple thing. Can you get rid of it so simple? It is okay to think about it, but in actual operation, it is estimated to be unsatisfactory. 10 minutes passed, advertisement look, this is the other side's territory. The other side takes shortcuts time and time again. It really takes minutes to keep up with you. What you can think in your heart is to get rid of them. People can also think in your heart. What I think, is that I don't give you a chance to do it, and it's up to you. No matter how angry and crazy you will be after you fail to do this, that's how much your personal business has to do with others. Mei Yazi, really, don't just go on making the mistake like this. That's not a person with a dazzling look. It's not you. Some women will like it when I see them. If you look good, we might be together. Do you look good? No, right? You should put all your energy into your work. You said I don't look good, don't you? At this moment, Mei Yazi stared at Xuan Che. Well, I said you don't look good, very, very ugly, yes, that's the way it is, unswerving, no change, what's the problem, Tentens? I killed you. Come, Xuan Che shrugged, I'm afraid you won't do it. Forget it, I'll use my whole life. It's better to torture you so slowly. Well, don't move, just fight and kill. This is really inappropriate. I decided, so good. The ground is to torture you for a lifetime, wow. Mei Yazi nodded. Mei Yazi was nervous and ignored the other party. However, if the other party keeps following and ignores it all the time, it is also unrealistic. It doesn't know how to deal with it, he doesn't talk to you seriously. She is really a melancholy woman, whoever confronts the other person has to be so melancholy by the other person. Mei Yazi is very satisfied. Judging from the situation at this moment, the destination has already been reached. It's very good. As long as you keep walking like this, there is no problem. My husband will definitely come out 100%. Okay, good, very good. That's what I want. A kind of feeling, what I want is such a way. Unswervingly, that is the ghost rhythm of a husband coming out. Whoever comes, it doesn't work. This husband, Mei Yazi, that is going to be 0. Ahead, a figure came here. 3 beeps Miyamoto. Sansheng, this person is the Admiral Army, and one person in this town has the final say. Even if the other party is not the mayor, it doesn't matter. With the combat power placed here, the mayor must be polite when he sees him. Advertisement, however, Miyagi Ichiba was obviously a subordinate of Miyamoto. Now, Miyamoto Sancho had come to this Xuan Che and stood still. After standing still, his eyes locked Xuan Che like a radar lock. After being locked, just waiting for Xuan Che to come and communicate with him so well. Talk, come and tell me, tell you what am I going to tell you, come here, you tell me it's true. Still humming? Who hummed with you? You don't know who I am, do you? I am Miyamoto Sankyo? How do you pronounce the 3 tones, com and pump? Don't mess with me. At this moment, because of your relationship, my emotions have become very bad in an instant. It is very bad, you know, don't you know, it's a very bad emotion. They will attack, that's what it is. Do I care? At this moment, Xuan Che's eyes were staring at each other. It's not uncommon to think of the other person as the same thing, if you don't care, you just don't care, now, for a while, always, it's such a feeling that you don't care. Brush. One blow, this started when the talks collapsed. Obviously, people are going to negotiate with you. What about you? If this is the case, are you afraid that you are crazy? It doesn't matter, whether you are crazy or not, at this moment, this attack must be directed at you, a certain thing, let you know the seriousness of this matter. Must. Then, if failed, easily just avoiding the past, how difficult can this be? Can come again, it is impossible to be successful anyway. Chapter 251 Brush. Here we go again, it failed again. You can also come back, at this moment, Xuan Che directly hooked his finger at the other party. Brush, then come again. How many attacks are exchanged for how many failures? This feels that if you continue to do so, it will always be a failure. It is impossible to have this line of opportunity to succeed. If you are serious, you have to give up. Miyamoto Sancho was not prepared to give up like this. He came to think like this, everyone has a killer, he has it too. You can use the killer mace at any time, that's for sure, as long as the opponent is such a constant shit stick. It is unpopular, tusk. Once this killer mace is used, the opponent will have to go to a dead end, yes a dead end. Then what? Is it because of the look in your eyes that people understand your thoughts, and then they don't dare to talk to you when they are afraid? No kidding. People are staring at you with contempt in a pair of eyes. This look is really a feeling that there is really no trace of respect that should be given. Well, I don't bother to care about you. This is for sure, do whatever you like. This feels, visually, the negotiation is too likely to be successful in 09, no, it is not allowed. Negotiations either do not start, then it must be successful. I hope you don't have to be so high profile. You have offended a lot of people, it's not good for you, isn't it? I have the strength, am I afraid? You are confident to find trouble, come to find fault. May I ask, have you successfully harmed me, or threatened me? Ha ha ha, stop making trouble, okay. I have the thought to kill you, really. Whatever, don't care. At this moment, Xuan Che shrugged. It was a feeling that his eyes were higher than the top and the whole world was not put in his eyes. How could he put you in his eyes? Think too much. Okay, you have to go on like this, right? You know, why is my Santo Miyamoto called Santo Miyamoto? Because you were born when the third call was made. You are a trash. You are dead. Miyamoto Sancho's hands set seal. Namaste. This posture, this is such a feeling that you want to use a killer mace to clean up you. Advertisement. Well, at this moment, you are indeed using the assassin, through the shield. Just kidding, he is a member of the Moonlight Clan, but he didn't follow the Moonlight Clan to give his surname because he despised that father. Then, if you provoke him like this, then you're looking for death. You are all looking for death, he must give you a ride, he must. Such a 1-to-1, in an instant, invisibility is completed. Not great, Newbie not newbie, did it scare you to the extreme? The enemy is out of sight. How are you fighting? People are launching countless attacks on you just like ghosts, and you simply want to squander money. Then Master Madara was leaning on a few shadows in the end, and hitting you was like crying. If it weren't for these two things, Master Madara's shadow attack would be invincible in the world. From this it can be seen how terrifying it is to be through the shield, it is like a shadow, it is completely invisible. I'm already invisible, very bullish, I can sweep the attack on you silently, my weapons are all invisible, scary, right? Brush. Coming. Xuan Che's figure is here. At such a moment, such a close, such a fist, tut, it was directly towards the body and slammed it up. Boom. Hit it. After hitting Miyamoto 3 times, he flew upside down, and it felt like he was completely broken. A mouthful of blood was vomited out. This is such a feeling that I can't wait to kill someone. No, it's not allowed to happen like this, it's not allowed. Miyamoto hurriedly stopped his figure 3 times and stabilized his heart. He told himself, to be calm, you must be calm. How can you be led by the nose by the other party? Absolutely not allowed. The other party is the other party's business, he is also from Newbie. As long as it is such a steady fight, the other party, that's a fart. Boom. Advertisement. Another blow hit Miyamoto Sancho. This is also because Xuan Che cherishes talents. If he really wants to kill the opponent, hell, he would have died a long time ago. Can he still be alive now? I'm afraid the other party thinks a little too much, really. The eyes of Miyamoto's 3 sounds are really extremely cold. This person, this is the 3rd time he has come. This person is not an individual. Time and time again, the other party is just like making fun. Is this making fun? No, it's not. Boom. Really, this is such a feeling that you can hit as long as you think, and as long as you hit, you can hit you in despair. At this moment, Miyamoto told himself 3 times, calm down, it must be calm down, it must not be led by the nose like this by the other party, definitely. The results of it? Boom. Leading the nose to walk, holding the nose to walk like this again and again, it is you who are in a bad mood, how much does he have to do with him? Does he care? Care? Is it the same thing to treat you? What the hell are you doing? Come, tell me, who is going to do what? You, what are you doing? Humiliate you. Tell you how powerful I am. I can attack if I want to come, and I can hit if I want to hit. You're not my opponent at all. What's the point? Like, willing, love, that's what it means, what else do you mean? At this moment, Xuan Che shrugged. I give you one last chance, don't provoke me like this. A knife had already arrived on the battlefield and aimed at the heart of Miyamoto's 3 sounds. The tip of the knife pierced the flesh, and as long as it was hard, you could go in. As long as it is going in, tut, that feeling, piercing, this is 100% thing. As long as you die, you can basically die happily, this is a matter of no suspense. At this moment, Xuan Che looked at the invisible person indifferently. The ability to hide such a cow wall was turned into this by Miyamoto's 3-tone play. How did the other party discover his whereabouts again and again? Is this ability invalid? Is it because he is the Emperor's new outfit at all, and he hasn't succeeded in stealth at all? How did the other party manage it? It's scary. Chapter 252. Sorry, I was wrong a long time ago, I should have admitted my mistake a long time ago, if you have to be so stubborn with me, in the end, you still admit your mistake. Xuan Che shook his head. Miyamoto Sancho didn't know what to say, and didn't know what the other party's intentions were. It was really frightening and uneasy. That's it, this is not, it's over, Miyamoto's 3 voices just followed Xuan Che like this. Repaired in this town for a while. Well, you can leave now. Mei Yazi is following behind Xuan Che. No matter where this person goes, she will firm up such an idea and there will be no change, such a chase, such a constant stare. To you. Xuan Che's figure stopped staying in place, and then stared at this beautiful tooth. He wanted to tell the other party the truth about this. Follow him, that's nothing, the road is in the sky, where do you want to go is your own freedom. However, this Xuan Che has been watched by many masters. Once you follow him like this, tut. It feels like it's impossible to be good, so, the best thing is not to follow him, that's it. Simple things. At this moment, Xuan Che is expressing this with his eyes, which means, don't follow me. However, Mei Yazi's unwavering eyes, such a straightforward stare at the choice, this means, I just want to stare at you, keep going like this, take care of you so much, whatever you like what's the matter, it doesn't matter what kind of feeling you are, how can you care about what you're like? Once you are a person and find your own happiness in this way, you must cherish it for yourself. If you don't grasp it properly, can it be okay? There is a high probability that it will be impossible, and that's how simple it is. Mei Yazi thought it through, I must have caught it, it doesn't work for anyone to come, it's such a simple thing. However, if Mei Yazi is like this, it really brings a little confusion to Xuan Che. Really, this person, this is a bit annoying. I hope, you have to know, you follow me, you are very dangerous, trust me. Even if I will die in the next second, I will definitely follow you. I am firm in my thoughts. Whoever comes, there won't be any changes. It's such a simple matter. Who is it? I am Mei Yazi, a very persistent woman. Whizzing, Kanai, so it swept over. At this moment, Xuan Che's figure exploded. Advertisement 3-tone figure, burst back. Then, Mei Yazi was stupefied. Mei Yazi doesn't have much combat effectiveness. In this situation, this moment is simply puff puff. Really, this Xuan Che subconsciously thinks that the other party can dodge it, because there are usually masters who follow him, but at this moment, the other party is killed. Isn't this insulting his incompetence? No, it cannot be allowed to happen. It turned out that someone dared to insult him like this. It was such a rhythm that he was looking for death. He must kill the opponent, he must. At this moment, Xuan Che's eyes are staring at the direction of 9 o'clock, and if you look for it, you will make a shot. A figure came out, and he walked to Mei Yazi's side step by step, squatting down to hold Mei Yazi in his arms. The other party came for Mei Yazi, not for killing her, but for killing Xuan Che. In this way, there would be no rivals in love. What I didn't expect was the speed at which Xuan Che ran. Quick. It directly exposes the beautiful tooth in the air. In the end, Mei Yazi died, and Xuan Che had nothing to do. I can't bear it, I don't need to bear it anymore, I can't bear it. It must be to bring this catastrophic damage to Xuan Che. It must, 100% such a rhythm. It must be to let the choice know the seriousness of this matter. Action. Get it done. Brush. The attack of the light sword shadow swept toward the chosen body like this. It must have killed Xuan Che. As a result, once failed, the second time, failed. The feeling of brushing is so uncomfortable to look at, and then, time and time again, it is lost. To keep doing this is to persevere, and that is to keep failing like this. It can be seen that perseverance, unremitting efforts, and ultimately, in exchange for this continuous failure. Advertisement. The opponent's eyes were filled with the bone-chilling ice and staring at Xuan Che. He hoped that the other party would compensate him for Meifeng. He wanted Meifeng, that's what he wanted. Xuan Che doesn't care about the other person, no matter what you are crazy about. If you strengthen this idea, I won't care about you. You can do whatever you like, whatever you want, you are just a shit. I have such a virtue looking at you, I recognize you, so how about it? That's okay, this is a killer to use. Who doesn't have a whole card yet? It depends on whether you want to use it or not. At this moment, this whole card has reached the time to use it. It must be to bring this terrible damage to Xuan Che, sure. Then what? Did you bring it? No, no matter how the opponent's attack unfolds, there is only one result, the only one, failure. Look, the feeling of such failures again and again, the hope of success, is simply minimal. The other party can stick to it all the time. Anyway, there is still no possibility of success. Perseverance is exchanged for failure to the end. Failure to completeness is such a situation. Not very happy, that's for sure. The opponent's eyes stared at Xuan Che with a stern eye. Then, Xuan Che's figure was instantly close to the opponent, with his hands folded into his palms, he smashed into the opponent's heart. Boom. Hit it. Later, Xuan Che was shocked to the point that it was an inverted taxi. The other party is waiting for this moment, it is no longer a while or two, okay. At this moment, finally succeeded. The opponent needs Xuan Che to attack because the energy in his body is passive. However, if Xuan Che is passively shaken and flies upside down, there is simply no problem. I am afraid that the other party will not attack, that's really crazy. Fortunately, Xuan Che attacked. Look, he is really fooled. He is not as simple and easy to provoke. Well, definitely not. Xuan Che's eyes were staring straight at this damn bad thing. This bad thing, it feels like a bit of death. Chapter 253. Xuan Che feels that the other party is not just doing death, but very doing it. This guy, this is on the road of doing death, so unswerving as to walk to the end. It seems that it is time to let the other party see that he is really good. Xuan Che's knife, here comes. Since it's not a palm shot, okay, let you know what it feels like to be pierced by this weapon. The attack of the weapon is here. After it came, this powerful energy once again bounced Xuan Che upside down. It was the rhythm of beating. Completely, it was like that of the finished calf. A situation. Xuan Che can see that as long as you attack the other party, the result will be the same in the end. You must fly upside down 100%. Well, that's not easy to do. Since that's the case, then you just bypassed it. Isn't the opponent's ability to rebound absolutely enough? I can completely ignore the other person, right? Yes, Xuan Che already has this idea. That is, ignoring the other party and ignoring the other party. Whatever the other party is to make trouble, stir the shit stick, be firm, and think that is thorough, just don't. It's one thing to treat the other party. What people are most afraid of is that they have no ideas. Once they have all the ideas, things become simpler, just like it is at this moment, right? Xuan Che smiled and looked at each other. Isn't it maddening to be filled with the feeling of smiling? Yes, that's right, just to drive the other party crazy, it's that simple thing. As soon as the other party saw Xuan Che's smile, it was utterly irritated. It must be an attack, it must be a hit, it must be to cause substantial damage to Xuan Che, it must be. As a result, the attack that is coming, once, twice, and 3 times were avoided by Xuan Che. At this moment, Xuan Che is simply standing in a stalemate with the other party. The stalemate has been going on. He strengthened his thoughts, is going to be in such a stalemate with the other party. What's the problem? 5 minutes have passed. Well, this is a situation that has always been stalemate without any change. You can attack in any general way, Xuan Che dodges. So, after Xuan Che dodges, will he launch a counterattack? Not at all. Why do you want to fight back? What can you do without launching a counterattack? This is really annoying. This has been going on. When will this end? It makes people feel painful in their heads. Xuan Che's eyes locked on the opponent. He is not in a hurry. He just wants to make the opponent angry to make the opponent collapse. The man's eyes closed. He is hypnosis. Don't treat the other person as the same thing. Absolutely don't. Just do whatever the other person loves, and it's done if you don't put the other person in your eyes seriously. It's that simple matter. The results of it, advertisement Xuan Che is gone. If you don't leave, is it to celebrate the new year with you? At this moment, since you don't fight anymore, then of course he just left without thinking about it. There is no suspense. That's how he did it. What's wrong? As soon as Xuan Che leaves, isn't it an insult? It's purely an insult not to treat others as the same thing, right? Okay. It is absolutely impossible if you don't clean up. Xuan Che looked at each other indifferently. The other party didn't think so. The other party felt that if Xuan Che continued like this, it would really be very, very unpopular. That's it. If this continues, he will make a move. Xuan Che glanced at the other person and continued to leave. Kill you. The man charged. He must greet Xuan Che with the 2 swords. He must hit Xuan Che to cause terrible damage. He must send Xuan Che to a dead end, sure. The results of it, Xuan Che avoided, brush. Xuan Che continued to avoid it, brush. The speed is getting faster and faster. Boom, Xuan Che fought back, and the man flew away. If a burst of energy is the main defense, what kind of situation is the opponent's increased speed? Did you change the energy attribute and start the main attack? Since the absolute defense power is gone, the attack can be launched at this time, right? At this moment, the 3 sounds also lurked behind the man, and a knife directly pierced the back of the other party's waistcoat. That's it, this is to send the man on the road. The man really did not expect that this matter would develop to such a degree. This is not the situation he wants to see, it is not. Now, my heart has been completely pierced. Advertisement. Now, no matter how unwilling it is, it has no effect. Now, whether you are willing or unwilling, you have to accept this death. The man is not reconciled. He doesn't want to die. He just wants to live without shame, and then, that is to live a life without shame with this beautiful tooth. Get on the road. Keep going. Now that the chasing soldiers have been cleaned up, you can go on the road with such peace of mind. So, this is going in the direction of Konoha. If there is no accident, this ambush should not exist anymore, right? Accident appeared, ambush appeared. Such a figure, leapt out, and after leaping out, it was a momentary effort to launch a terrible close combat. Come here, Master Sasori. Sasori really remembered the last time. He was lying in ambush on the road all the time. He felt that the other party could not have escaped back so quickly, so he must have not gone back. If you don't go back, you will go back. This is the only way to go back. Then, as long as you lie in ambush like this, the other party will appear. As long as the other party appears, kill the other party, then it's over. Well, that's it. Simple things. No difficulty. At this moment, as soon as Sasori appears, tusk, this is just a momentary effort that locks you in. After locking you, it will be impossible if you don't drive you crazy. Ding. All attacks were resisted by Xuan Che. For a while, Sasori expected to take Xuan Che down, which was a bit difficult. No, it's quite difficult. No, this is impossible. How could it be a disadvantage in close combat? This situation is not allowed. Close combat, this Xuan Che is the absolute king. Okay, the opponent is not allowed to break his defense, that's it. Chapter 254. Xuan Che's eyes stared at Sasori. Sasori's hands also stopped the attack, and his figure was already standing still. His eyes are filled with the desperate need to kill you. If you think about it clearly, there can be no changes. Well, you must be sent to Shinigami to let you go. It's such a feeling to play with Shinigami. Then, look at this Xuan Che. Is it just because of the other person's eyes, so you were frightened? Stop it, okay, it's impossible. This kind of situation of fear and trepidation is simply impossible, it's just such a situation. What about you? This success is to provoke me, and you, this is on the path that provokes me, it's just drifting away. Well, you're willing to be like this, I am too. Let alone, this is an endless dispute between me and you, for sure, 100% will unfold, I said. Sasori pointed at Xuan Che. Xuan Che ignored each other again. Xuan Che hasn't given an order and will definitely not make a move after 3 beeps. When he came again, Xuan Che explained that, just in case, 3 sounds were left in a state of invisibility all the time. Look, sure enough. There is really an accident. The 3-tone stealth state will consume chakra. If you keep walking, you will consume it all the time. Now, this is where you are consuming and condensing at the same time. The condensing speed is faster than the consumption. In the long run, it can be restored to its peak. That's what happened. Closer to home. Talk about something serious. At this moment, Xuan Che's figure rushed out in an instant, punched directly at Master Sasori's body, and slammed it up. Once it hits the attack, hey, sure, that's going to happen. Put Master Sasori on a dead end. Master Sasori took the robe off his body in an instant, and then he entered the puppet state. The steel rope at the waist was immediately pierced toward the bottom of the foot, and then, supported by steel ropes, the whole person immediately rose into the sky. Moreover, with the support of this steel rope, he really launched an attack very, very flexibly. It's scary, it's not easy to provoke, it's not easy to deal with. Ding, 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 advertisement time and time again, the feeling of pressing and hitting appeared. It seemed, as if, probably, that could kill you, but it was not so funny, absolutely not. 10 minutes, that's over, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. 40 minutes, no, Master Sasori's situation is really not very good. His repeated attacks are just squeezing hits, and everyone has resisted them. The most fearful thing is this kind of situation, all of which are resisted and just like fun. If this goes on, isn't this a rhythm that drives people crazy? Something for sure, right? Master Sasori told himself that he must be calm, not because he has lost his mind. That being the case, just use a more terrifying current attack. The scroll, take it out, and then spread it out. That's it, this is the chakra that has released the water properties. Then, the right hand was raised, and a tube appeared in the palm of his hand. This tube is about to spray out like a water-severing wave attack. Water-severing wave, that is definitely the terrible water-style ninjutsu, like wind-styles ninjutsu that shoots strong winds, and the same as Landun Guangfeng. They are both extremely destructive ninjutsu, absolutely. Top-notch, Super S-class. Such a column of water was shot out, tusk, it was Super S-grade. So, don't look at it as a broken current. If it hits your body, it will give you a hole in an instant. If it passes from your body like a scan, tusk, you are simply divided into 2. Okay, what do you think is what you think? No, it's not like that. 10 minutes, that's over. The current is over. The trees have been dry and broken, but, at this moment, Xuan Che is still alive, but he is still alive and kicking. It really keeps going on like this, and it won't hurt you until now. Such a possibility. Advertisement, the brains are just buzzing. How so? Zero ask for flowers, that is to force this Master Sasori to use the fire style attack, right? Okay, good. Then use the fire style attack to let you know the seriousness of this matter. 3 times are waiting for the other party to give orders. Even at this moment, it seems that the situation has developed to a point where the situation is extremely serious. The other party still has no intention of giving orders. When does the other party have to endure it? If this continues, it is really possible to develop the situation to the point where it is out of control. The flame burned. This raging fire, tusk, this is definitely more terrifying than all of Uchiha's fire styles. Uchiha's fire style is just good at it. It is not expected to become famous. Therefore, the level of damage is only high, not high. People's second generation is counting on water style to show off its power. All the fighting power is above water style, that is towards the higher level. 0 at this moment, this flame, tusk, it is the same as the water style, it has reached a higher level directly. This fire style can directly sing the phoenix fire and the dragon flame in an instant. Swallowed, you can defeat the fire style in minutes, merge all the fire styles, and then burn to the enemy. This is not an easy fire style to deal with, just avoid it. Under such a situation where it was once again a precise avoidance, it feels like this continues, this is simply to continue to avoid, such continued avoidance is successful, the final result is really as you can imagine, well, things are very clear, and there won't be any slight changes. That's it, 10 minutes have passed, and it feels like it's not so happy. At this moment, the fire style has been used up again. The 2 attack methods have no choice but to reach this Xuan Che. Can it be pleasant to have a play? This has been going on, and there is nothing to do with it. How about who is going to drive mad? At this moment, Sasori's mood suddenly became very bad. This was the 3rd attack that forced him to use it. He was really angry. NS. Chapter 255. Explosion is art. There's a loud shout, Deidara is here. Sasori just turned over and jumped to the back of Deidara's big bird in an instant, and then, so he rose into the air. Is it necessary to use the 3rd scroll? First of all, it must be in a safe place. At this moment, Deidara began to release these devastating things for Xuan Che. Tut. This is the release, for a while, that is, once the explosion is an explosion, it is simply quite terrifying. If it continues to be so terrible, the result is really predictable. It won't look so good, that's it. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The booming sound is endless. Deidara really wasted a lot of chakra. In the end, did it get success? Nothing. This is 0-3-0. I am afraid that it will continue to fail. So, this is afraid that the failure will be carried through to the end. It feels like this failure to continue. Really, it can't be so pleasant. This it's a sure thing. A figure has been hidden for a while. At this moment, it has already appeared from the dark. Come, Uchiha is clear. Uchiha is here. So, at this moment, Xuan Che made a gesture. Brush. The knife was sent directly towards Uchiha's clear heart. The sense of crisis at this moment still made Uchiha avoid the past. However, because the knife was so fast, his left hand was still pierced, and as he withdrew, the knife came out of the flesh directly. The arm is left on this side. Once the flesh can be connected, it is almost cut off. The right hand was just stitched up. At this moment, this is the left hand again. What kind of situation is this like? It's just maddening. It's just such a way of having trouble with his arm. What a grudge is that it has to develop the situation to such a level. Advertisement at this moment, Uchiha really wanted to choke this damn Xuan Che to death. How come it's abruptly developing things like this? 3 sounds had already retreated to this Xuan Che's side. As for Xuan Che, his eyes looked at Uchiha indifferently. The appearance of the other party was to find and clean up. Well, at this moment, he has been very successful in cleaning up the other party. There is no problem. It is very good. That's what I want. A kind of feeling. What's wrong? Uchiha's mood is bad, very bad, because of such a ghostly reason of this damn bad thing. It's not as good as ultimate. Why is it like this? Isn't it good? It's very debut. If you have to put your left hand out of it, it just makes me a little speechless. For you, it was such a disappointment. It was really disappointed to the point where he shook his head. It was such a situation. You deliberately irritated me, right? Uchiha pointed at Xuan Che. Xuan Che nodded. Yes, he did deliberately stimulate the other party. I kept stimulating the other party until the other party went crazy. This is what I need to do. Is there any problem? If so, then so be it. It doesn't matter. What's the problem with you? It doesn't matter. I am very angry. Suicide? Do you want a knife? I will provide you with weapons, really? Xuan Che doesn't matter. The main thing is to look at the other party. I still need you to provide weapons. If I use the double kill technique, I can die with you in minutes. What do you think? Stop it. Can Orochimaru teach you this? You are just a cooperative relationship. Although we are a cooperative relationship, but... Suddenly, Uchiha realized this again. The other party was talking about it. How could the other party be such a bad thing? It's really just talking about it if they don't agree with each other. If the other party wants to ask, isn't it good to ask directly? What kind of situation is the idiom? It's just a human emotion, and it becomes very bad in an instant, really. At this moment, Uchiha's mood, that is simply heavy. What he hopes and what he presents at this moment, is that the same thing. No, it's not. This goes on. When is this the end? Can it be better? This is such a rhythm to drive people crazy. 0. After 5 minutes, he calmed down and passed. Advertisement. Xuan Che is gone. The advantage is already taken. If you don't leave at this moment, is it because you want to eat with the other party? The other party is afraid that he thinks too much. Are you too arrogant? If I don't see it, you are afraid to leave if you don't care. You didn't put me in your eyes. You are such a madman, it feels. What are you doing? I'm crazy to ultimate. I'm such a crazy person. How? Do you have any objections? Come on, come and kill me. You think I will treat you like one? Does something put you in the eye? A tens? Does Uchiha talk to each other redundantly? Uchiha talks to the other party. That's for the sake of talking and discussing with the other party. What happened? The result is that the other party doesn't treat him as the same thing, right? Okay, great, it's such a virtue for the other party. He really wants to bring desperate damage to the other party every minute. It's such a situation. Then, look at this Xuan Che again. Xuan Che didn't regard the other party as the same thing, turned around and left, and wanted to leave again. Uchiha is based on the situation of playing or not, and I don't know how to choose. As soon as he comes out, he just loses his hand. What else is he playing? Is there such a possibility? Impossible. I'm so embarrassed. Really, 10 minutes, so it's over again. Uchiha was so angry that it was such a rhythm that he wanted to hit people. Following this Xuan Che all the time, not reconciled, can't attack and don't want to let the opponent go like this, then just follow this way all the time. And, for Xuan Che, that also stopped his body in an instant, turned around, and locked Uchiha with his eyes, and his right hand was also ready to give Uchiha a blow from Flying Thunder God Slash, so that the other party had just been stitched up. Broken arms, that means both arms are broken, tusk. It feels like nothing to mention how enjoyable it is, isn't it such a situation? You don't want to die with me, Uchiha said, chapter 256. No, at this moment, this Xuan Che is already holding the handle of the knife tightly, and the other party is still very awkward, right? That way, let the other party know how powerful Flying Thunder God Slash is. Flying Thunder God Slash, it is even more terrifying than assassination. This speed is beyond your reach, and you will have to force it with a single blow. Crazy for you. Whizzing, the big guy evacuated. It's really coming fast, going fast, disappear without a trace in the blink of an eye. It's just like you're very internally injured. Watching these 3 guys run away like this, forget it. That's it, what else can it be? Back to Konoha. I took a few apprentices to practice. As for the 3 sounds of Miyamoto, of course, he was released to investigate the other party's whereabouts. I didn't believe that these people, 1/10 of this group of people were all together, it must be. There are times when orders are placed. During this period of time, Xuan Che has really practiced well. It must be to surprise the other party. Master a lot of tricks to let the other party know what it will be like after provoking him actively. After some time passed, 3 beeps appeared. 093 Tone found the whereabouts of these 2 people. The undead duo, Hidan and Kakuzu. These 2 people are more public because they are immortal, they don't treat anyone as the same thing. I never thought about hiding the whereabouts of them. When these 2 people acted, it was easy for the master to know the whereabouts of these 2 people. Now that it is the master who knows the whereabouts of these 2 people, okay, let's take action. I urge everyone to practice well. No, at this moment Xuan Che is going to leave. Yinzi blocked Xuan Che's way. Yinzi has been waiting for Xuan Che for a long time. Is it a shame? You said you were going to catch Uchiha Chinchi. How about people? Where? Why did you catch it? Is it such a person? You just fabricated it? Doesn't exist at all? If it doesn't exist at all, you are joking her, and she must take Kimimaro away as compensation. It's such a simple matter. What's wrong? Xuan Che looked at Yinzi and asked. Uchiha is clear. Still catching. Then if you need to catch you for a lifetime, do I need to wait for you for a lifetime? I simply wait for you for a lifetime, and you just keep catching it. Isn't it the same thing? Advertisement, Yinzi asked. Xuan Che shrugged, just in the state of the other party. I don't really want to talk to the other party. Look at the other party's arrogant and domineering feeling. Then there is no possibility of communication. People never thought about communicating with you. Do you still go to the pool to communicate with each other? Forget it, what a simple thing. If I ask you something, you have to answer me. If you don't answer me, you just disrespect, and I am not easy to provoke. Yinzi pointed to Xuan Che and yelled. Xuan Che stretched out his hand and grabbed Yinzi's fingers. Whizzing. These 2 figures were really unpredictable. They appeared in an instant, and after they appeared, they immediately clung to Xuan Che. Once Xuan Che has any action, these 2 people have the possibility of taking action. Xuan Che is definitely not allowed to hurt Abelis Yinzi. It is such a simple matter, such a simple setting. Certainly. Look at Xuan Che again, looking at each other indifferently. Why treat each other as the same thing? It doesn't matter, do whatever you like, simple things. 5 minutes, that's over. In another 10 minutes, it will be such a situation of persistence to the end, and your every move will be locked with eye-catching eyes. I'm going to fight with you. I must let you know, I'm not a simple stuff. Yinzi pointed to this Xuan Che and said. As for Xuan Che, he tried a little bit of force. With such a feeling, it was like breaking the finger. There was really nothing he couldn't do. Yinzi is a bit unhappy. What are you going to do? Can it be better? Have you figured out that you must hurt me? I'm a girl, and you hurt me so much. Excuse me, are you promising or how? Prosperous, I like it, I am willing. I like to hurt people who have done hurting. I feel that I have a prosperous, you can see it. What's going on? That's what it's all about. Okay, you mess around with me like this, right? Well, I'm just messing with you like this, what's the matter? Advertisement furious, really? Yinzi's hands, just like one hand clenching the fingers of one hand, were controlled, and his emotions became very bad in an instant. The point is, there is no way to do how bad you become. People, that is such an angry feeling that exists. People, this is going to exist for such a long time, you care. If you can talk or not, I will ask you, Yinzi said to Xuan Che. Uchiha didn't catch it, he caught it and tell you, goodbye. After speaking, Xuan Che left. Rampant, right? It's right to be mad. That's how mad. This is Xuan Che's style. How can it be that he is not mad, right? As soon as Xuan Che left, Yinzi's hands were clenched. I really wanted to shoot at the other party's body. The other party made her angry. Time flies. In such a place, 2 people are on a mission. The people in Akatsuki's organization are busy. Tentens is going to do missions to make money. The advantage is that they are originally exiled ninjas, and they will be hunted down one by one. The background of this organization is still a bit strong. There is a village that can protect their safety. Once something goes wrong, as long as it is too late, the rest of the team will definitely help. In this way, the members of the Akatsuki organization settled down, not to give you a safe haven, not to get you settled and you are done. You also want to make money. You have to do tasks to make money. You do the tasks. Part of the reward is organized by Akatsuki, the people gave it. At this moment, the 2 people are moving forward, going to assassinate one person, and kill each other. This is not, a figure, slowly walked out. This person is not this. Who is Xuan Che? Xuan Che knew that he had been discovered by the other party. To be precise, it was discovered by Kakuzu. Sure enough, it is not so easy to try to figure out these 2 people. Will the other one come out? Kakuzu looked at Xuan Che's curious taste. Xuan Che shrugged. Chapter 257 Brush. Kakuzu shot. He never said that he is a good man and believer. This is firm in this idea. Must be a successful sneak attack to kill Xuan Che. This is either not shot, that is rushing to kill it. If you beat you know how good he is. He is not a simple commodity, not a fuel-efficient lamp. No. Then, it failed. Even if Xuan Che is not in the state of taking the initiative to attack one step ahead of time, facing the opponent's attack, it is the same, that is also the body shifting and sideways avoidance, and it does not treat the opponent as the same thing. The other party puts it in his eyes, I don't care about you so much. Do whatever you like, what a simple thing. The failure of the first attack was not enough to blow the opponent's self-confidence. For the second time, attack again. For the third time, the attack continued. For the fourth time, the attack was nothing short of spare. Swipe it. I'm on the bar. If I don't kill you, it's just unwilling to feel that I must send you on the road. It's the palace of the Lord of Gods. Today, it's impossible that you don't want to die. Now, it must be such a rhythm that will kill you. The idea, that is very good, that is, actual development, operation, it is not the same thing at all. If this continues, it will still be the same. It's not such a thing, it's just such a situation. Brush, brush. If you don't give up, you won't be tired. The feeling that you won't give up after such an unsuccess is unfolding in such a general way. Hidan is yawning, so sleepy, really. Brush, with a sudden attack, he attacked Hidan's body, dang. Advertisement Hidan is not new to society, so you want to hit him? If you fail with one blow, run immediately. This is what Xuan Che taught to the three sounds. It must be not to squat to the end with others in a hurry. Your transparent shield is the best attack. You have to hide it like this. It is to drive people crazy, that's what it is. Hidan looked around. He didn't have the ability like Kakuzu. He didn't know where the enemy was hiding. However, he knew that the enemy was hiding in this way and ready to attack him. In fact, it was quite enough. Such a shameless feeling. Here, Kakuzu has already opened his mouth. In his mouth, this is spitting out black silk thread. Looking at it, tusk, it is quite disgusting, and it makes people want to vomit a bit. This kind of feeling, he seems to be unable to use the term human to describe it. Looks more like a monster. Rasengan. Xuan Che's blow hit Kakuzu's body. At this time, Kakuzu flew away like this, and lost his life. Kakuzu fell on the ground, and it seemed that it was dead, and after a while, this second life was in control in the body, so it came back to life. After Kakuzu came back to life, his eyes were staring at Xuan Che with such a stern look, and when he was right, he would attack Xuan Che's body at any time, so he would spare no effort and swept away. When everyone is careless, the same goes for Kakuzu, it's careless, so that's why Rasengan gets a hit. Then, be cautious this time, come again, this time, you must be beheaded and killed the other party. In this way, Kakuzu is simply flaunting his might, yelling, tweeting, and tweeting. This looks terrifying, and at first glance, it's quite unattractive. Then what? Then it was such a fast and accurate attack, which directly pierced this Kakuzu's body. This is the second life. This is completely different from previous opponents. First of all, if you use Rasengan for a sneak attack, it is a standard. Then, you are not dead. People are not surprised at all. It is directly with swordsmanship. This terrible swordsmanship makes you unprepared, lost a life. At this moment, Kakuzu is already the third life. It seems that it is a little safer to start the state of 3-0. In this way, Kakuzu has been upgraded to a state of 3-0 absolute defense. 2 o'clock is an absolute long-range attack. At this moment, it doesn't seem to be enough to see, 3 o'clock, let's see what you are doing. Advertisement, Flying Thunder God Slash. At this moment, Xuan Che acted. This is a terrible blow for second generation's purpose. Back then, Kakuzu only assassinated the first generation, but failed to assassinate the second generation. If you assassinate first generation Mew, you are just a little shrimp, and first generation Mew must not treat you as the same thing. You thought it was someone who gave you face and let you go. In fact, it is not uncommon for people to take a look at you. However, if you assassinate the second generation target, the many methods of this second generation purpose are simply to make you worse than death. Moreover, the cruel nature and the decisive second generation target are only dead souls, and there is no possibility of surviving. Just like this Flying Thunder God Slash, it was second generation's trick to kill Izuna. It was not a simple trick that could be easily dealt with. At this moment, the third life is gone. The fourth life takes control of the body. Kakuzu seems to have no change, and the look in his eyes is still like this, but in fact, he has already started to panic in his heart. No. If this continues, there will only be one final result, which is death. However, the result of death like this is definitely not what Kakuzu would like to see. Living for such a long time, it was someone who had sneaked into the first generation target, someone who was no more than a few years younger than first generation, and someone who was hundreds of years old, and the main purpose of not wanting to die or not wanting to die after hundreds of years, under the circumstances, such a death threat is certainly not what he is willing to accept. However, even if you are afraid of death, you must not be able to show it, that's what it is. Do it, then it's over. Looking at it, it's like an attack. In fact, this is the moment a long-range attack is launched, and the effort will explode in an instant. So, 5 meters, 10 meters, and 15 meters, just leave from here and escape. NS. Speaking of running, tisk, Kakuzu is definitely the number one in Akatsuki's organization. There are not many people in Akatsuki's organization who run away when encountering things. Kakuzu, that is the well-deserved number one. It is really quick to run. People who run away have no sense of belonging. Yes, Kakuzu will not have any sense of belonging in this life. He just believes in money. Money is everything she trusts most. That's all. Chapter 258. Brush. With one blow, it swept directly towards Hidan. Since it was Kakuzu who ran away, he would shoot towards Hidan. Hidan must not be allowed to run too. Hidan's pressure is really great. This damn Kakuzu, he left himself, just ran away, so shameless. Are you not partners? Such a gesture of the other party is simply so serious that it is such a feeling that it is very angry. No, no, such an unbearable rhythm is absolutely unbearable. Ding, ding. The attack was resisted by Hidan. When a sickle like this danced, the absolute defense was turned on. It doesn't matter how you attack, Flying Thunder God doesn't matter. This weapon is absolutely. As soon as the defense is opened, tusk, it is invincible. Boom. A punch. This was directly from behind Hidan and hit him on the head. Flying Thunder God technique. It's been said that during this period of time, I'm cultivating. The purpose of cultivating is to beat the people who are not well organized. The purpose of beating these people is to tell certain people that it's okay. That's to do less exercises. You do exercises, then I must retaliate. Once I retaliate, are you able to hold it or not? Such a result as it is now, why bother? Why bother? Bang, bang. As soon as this ability to move in an instant is revealed, tusk, it's scary and not scary. Are you crazy? The brains are just buzzing, right? If you really don't drive you crazy, it's simply impossible. It can be seen that, this is the idea of firming up this way, it must be driving you crazy, it is such a situation. 5 minutes passed. I have been bullying people like this. If I hit you, I will run, and I will not give you a chance to fight back. After a while, I will come again. If I come, I will still hit you. If you want to hit you, you are not allowed to fail. After the hit, he ran away again. Isn't it crazy? It was completely unexpected that things would develop like this, right? Bang, bang. Listening to the sound, you can feel how desperate this situation is. It's going to be such a desperate situation. Tusk, it's hard and good. Advertisement. You must be like this. Hidan looked at this damn Xuan Che and asked. Xuan Che's body shape stopped, and stayed 3 meters away. For Hidan at such a distance, is it possible to hit in an instant? That's not what Xuan Che needs to worry about. For him, it's every minute. It can hit Hidan. Flying Thunder God is so powerful. But limited to fist attacks. Because fist attacks have no murderous intent, and without murderous intent, there is no way to guard against it. Under such a situation, you can keep messing around with you all the time. It's such a simple thing. I don't know how long it has been. No, at this moment, Hidan can't wait for the other party's reply. This guy, this is standing still and looking at you like this, then doesn't want to pay attention to you like this, and then just keep going on like this. It's quite annoying. What the hell are you doing? Tell me, I don't want to do it. What can I do? I just keep looking at you indifferently. Well, that's what it is. Okay, trouble with me, right? Well, I'm making trouble with you. It's such a situation. What's the matter? You are dead. Oh, got it. If you know, you can live on. Yeah, you can live if you know it. What's the problem? Very well, you are really dead. You keep going on, so severely affecting my emotions. I really want you to die, you know, don't you know? Huh? What? What is it? Hidan has already closed his eyes. The communication is a complete failure. You want to communicate with the other party so sincerely. The other party doesn't want to at all. The other party is serious and wants to continue to stir the shit. This is not driving you crazy. Such a setting is simply impossible. Is this a development that Hidan would like to see? No, you have to find a way to make it a yes. Advertisement brush. Coming. Come as you want. This is Xuan Che's structure. It has such strength. So, if you really want to come, you can attack you in an instant. Well, such a serious person has never thought about it. How simple it is to put you in the eyes. 5 minutes passed. Can we talk about it? Who? Me? You? Us? Can we talk about it? No. After speaking, the attack of the knife began, dazzling and scary to look at. Ding, ding. At this moment, it was a feeling of flames splashing out, and the attack was still resisted. The facts show that it is not so easy to hit. Also, this Hidan is not a simple commodity or fuel-efficient lamp, but it is not very easy to deal with. Hidan's hands are clenched, a bit like he wants to shoot, but the two enemies are invisible and the ability to move instantaneously makes people crazy, run. Hidan really didn't regard these two things as the same thing at first, because he was immortal. But, for now, at this moment, it is necessary to treat the other party as the same thing, and it is better to leave. In this way, if one person, one mind, that is a running operation, tusk, you are really easy to catch up. At this moment, Xuan Che's figure speeds up, chasing after. There won't be such a feeling of hesitation. It must be to catch up with the other party and kill the other party by the way. Well, the other party is not allowed to continue to linger in this world. It's such a kind of thing. Idea, how about it? Then, Hidan just turned around like this, and immediately danced with his sickle to withstand Xuan Che's attack. He turned back, accelerated, and continued to run. It was so normal, and it was repeated, and he must run away. Must. However, with this Xuan Che's perseverance and constant pursuit, you must not be allowed to run away, definitely. Do you think what you think? You really think things are a little too simple, but it's not that simple. At this moment, a figure sprang out. Chapter 259 Ding, ding. Obito's weapons have been clashing with Xuan Che all the time. At this critical time, the one who appeared on the scene to save, of course, was Obito, who was also extremely difficult to provoke. Flying Thunder God, the ability of space, but you have to make a mark in advance. Step back 10,000 steps and say, once people have this ability to wipe out your marks for you, then you will be trapped, so yes, you are dead. And, Obito's spatial ability, tusk, it's pretty easy to use, go on like this, tusk, I'm afraid it's such a rhythm that will drive you crazy. Obito's eyes are staring at Xuan Che with enthusiasm. His bones can be virtualized at any time, isn't it terrible? Look, Xuan Che's attack has come and pierced his body, right? In the case of piercing the body, in fact, that is just virtualization. Not only can it be virtualized at any time, but it can be materialized at any time. In the case of materialization, that is when the attack is swept toward the hiccup. I fight. Xuan Che yelled. This speeded up the frequency of attacks. It was really very, very persistent. The only thing that persisted in the end was to carry on the attacks at such a high frequency. This did not give you the opportunity to materialize. Obito's figure had to explode. For the first time, it was really the first time someone broke one's own tricks. It felt like the other party knew all the weaknesses of his own tricks. This was really bad. Obito felt unsure. Once Sasori was beaten by the opponent, there was no way. A Deidara couldn't help the opponent. Uchiha was cut off by the opponent. And the Kakuzu was beaten and fled, and Hidan, that is also a strategic retreat. This feels that the other party seems to know everyone's weaknesses, because they know your weaknesses, so they just stare at your weaknesses, so of course they can beat you to the point of death. Obito's figure burst backwards. I don't know how many meters it was back. Obito's figure stopped. After stopping, his eyes were staring straight at Xuan Che. Look for it, and guard against it. As long as the other party dared to take any action, it was an idea, definitely, absolutely, 100% is to let the other party die. Brush. Action. Advertisement. Fortunately, Obito didn't have any bold words to say that the other party would kill the other party if they acted. The other party's action simply doesn't matter how much you are. This feeling makes people feel so painful in their heads. Brush. This attack greeted Obito's body. Does this kind of attack want to kill Obito? Isn't it a bit naive? This kind of attack can't kill Obito, okay? Obito's figure, in an instant, is virtualized. At this moment, in an instant, this is to give the opponent a taste of power. It must be counterattack, it must be killed, it must be the other party sent it to a dead end. It's not the other party's final say, absolutely. At the moment when Obito's attack was about to hit, no, this Xuan Che's figure disappeared without a trace. Be sure and ruthless, tut, that's just one word, come on. Judging from the situation at this moment, if this continues, this is simply going to drive you crazy, grandson of this kind of feeling. How can you take care of you so much? Boom. A palm hit Obito's body. Speaking of spatial ability, obviously, this Xuan Che is a bit more powerful than Obito, and this is another Minato. Obito's eyes are a bit cold, which means he has suffered a lot from Minato. At this moment, he has suffered a lot from the opponent. After so many years, this Obito is no longer the Obito it used to be. The combat effectiveness has been improved a long time ago. This can make him suffer. This feeling is simply far more powerful than Minato. How could it have developed things to such a point? In the end, what is this going to do? Can it be better? If the other party is firm, this idea is to be like this, it is to be like this, but it really makes people feel crazy like this. This emotion, in an instant, it becomes so old and bad. Now, the mood, it can't be better. Brush. Obito's figure exploded. Well, under this unsure situation, he must have left here. The cover task has been completed. Hidan has already successfully evacuated. At this moment, it is his turn. Zero ask for flowers advertisement. If Obito wants to leave, no one can keep him. It's that simple thing. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Endless attacks greet this Obito. This requires constant virtualization. Such constant virtualization is difficult to activate the space. The activation space requires the entity. The entity enters the space in the body. It is such a way to be separated so that you can enter. However, this bad thing keeps attacking like this. How can it be done? There is no way to have such a feeling. Zero. I'm so melancholy. Really, Obito's eyes, staring at this damn Xuan Che. This person, this is thinking but clearly knows your weakness. Knowing that you want to go at this moment, then start from your weakness. Well, it will definitely not let you go. Obito's figure stayed, and then, with a pair of eyes staring at the other person, and then, I wish I wanted the other person to die. Obito now, this is ready to talk to the other party. If you have something, everyone will take it out and discuss it clearly after taking it out. After the discussion is clear, don't keep going like this. In the future, it is still possible to be friends. If the other party has done nothing, then the relationship is good. There is really no such a possibility of being a friend in the future. Don't you die? Is this the situation the other party wants to see? Obito is 10,000 people who don't believe it. The other party will definitely not be the kind of person who likes to die. It is such a situation. Brush. Flying Thunder God slash. What's the point of you being like this? Obito shook his head and attacked like this. If he killed him like this, it would be obviously impossible, right? You say cut. Then cut it? Then you are just a little bit self-righteous. You say slashing, that's your business, but it doesn't necessarily mean slashing, right? NS. Chapter 260. Just like this moment, you didn't succeed. Is it such a situation? 5 minutes, that's it. 10 minutes, so it's over. Half an hour has passed. Obito's eyes kept Xuan Che locked in the same way as radar. What are you doing looking at me like this? Xuan Che shrugged. Actually, you are deliberately attacking me like this, and the purpose is to let me know that you are actually very messy, very difficult to provoke. Once I provoke you so rashly on the head, your means of revenge is to make me desperate, right? It's one thing, right? Oh, did you see it again? Aren't you self-righteous? Stop making trouble. Can it be 0 or 3? If you have something, you can make it clear after you take it out, and it will be over after you make it clear. What is it for such a trouble? It's not appropriate, isn't it? I am also a man of self-cultivation. If you are so quiet, that is the kingly way, believe me. Ha ha ha. Who wants to talk to you? Ha ha ha. I won't talk to you. Ha ha ha. We will communicate seriously, okay or not? You mean, you haven't communicated with me seriously now, have you? It's not me, it's you. You've always communicated with me unscrupulously. I never thought about the situation of communicating with me properly. It's quite annoying and annoying. Oh okay, I know. This is the attitude of Xuan Che, the shit-chucking stick at this moment. It's not just that you don't suffer from a confrontation, but you don't suffer from a word. The main thing is that it is a purpose. It is simply impossible to not drive you crazy. If this continues, people are really very, very distressed. When this distress continues, when will it be headed? Advertisement brush. At this moment, Obito retreats. The main thing is to run away. Accelerating again, really firmed up this idea. It must be accelerated like this. No matter how much you do, just do whatever you like, how simple things are. You go. At this moment, this Xuan Che waved his hand. It felt like how magnificent I was. Well, what I didn't care about was letting you go. You really want to be grateful. Obito is called in anger. This is the feeling of letting oneself go, maddening people. If you can't go, is it the other party's decision? No, if you want to go, you will naturally go. It doesn't need to be what the other party says. If the other party says something, you might not be able to go. People are naughty, they are easy to get angry, and they are easy to get angry. It is completely on the bar. It is such a thing, clearly and plainly. 10 minutes, it's gone again, Obito hasn't left. How can I go if I get angry? At this moment, I was on the bar with Xuan Che. In my mood, it became heavy and a little bit of a feeling in an instant. He told himself, calm, must be calm, and completely calm, calm down. Well, don't care about the other party, it's just such a situation. You don't go, but I am gone. At this moment, Xuan Che said to Obito. The corners of Obito's mouth raised. Is the opponent a person who can leave? He didn't believe it very much. That's what the other party said, it's impossible to really leave. As a result, Xuan Che really left. What he didn't mind was walking in such a direction. Following the White Zetsu report, this is clearly knowing that the other party is going farther and farther. It's really not making fun of you, it's really just leaving like this after finishing talking. Then, originally the words that let you go are also true, right? This half sentence is true and half a sentence is false. You don't know when the other person will be true or serious. This is like being led by the nose by the other person. This feeling is really it's very bad. Why is it that things have been developed to such a degree? My brain hurts. In town, 2 people came here, don't worry about going back. Do you know whether Obito is staring or not? If you follow you all the way back, how upset you will be, right? Therefore, it must be impossible to go back in a hurry, it is such a situation 0. Advertisement at this moment, this Xuan Che fell in love with a girl, and the girl was doing business like this. It felt like a quick deal. This is not a business person. This person should be a ninja, but I don't know. Why not do it and start trading? More than a dozen people surrounded the girls. Looking at this posture, it was to do something to attract the girls' attention. Then, it must be to get the girls. Well, it's such a simple setting. As for the girl, she stared at the other person as if she was facing a big enemy. Looking at the other person, there was no extra word. Shot it. At this moment, this Xuan Ce coughed. Pairs of eyes looked at Xuan Che, and they took a good shot. Xuan Che was groaning here. What's this for? This is quite an unpleasant feeling, so these few people immediately surrounded Xuan Che like this. After being surrounded, there are really pairs of eyes, so eye-catching locked Xuan Che. At any time, there will be no room for attack power. This is what appears, at any time. Xuan Che, do you care? Obviously impossible. The right hand is still raised, and the finger is hooked. The meaning is simply very clear. Come, attack him, you must attack him, and you must let him see how powerful these people are. Everyone didn't expect Xuan Che to be so rampant. Well, it looks so good. If that's the case, let's do it. Whoosh, whoosh is here. Just listen to the sound of bang, bang and bang. Xuan Che didn't move at all. These people seemed to have been hit by the air, and they felt like they couldn't find the north when they were sitting on the ground. It was really very weak. The emotions of these people are because of Xuan Che's relationship, and it's just that it's so bad. Xuan Che snapped his fingers. Bang, bang. They continued to be beaten and started the second round. The situation was so persistent that the beaten situation made these people want to die. Chapter 261. Xuan Che's expression is still so indifferent. It seems that this beating is the same as his non-profit relationship. It is the same thing. This goes on. When will this end? Can this continue to be good? In this way, a figure came out, and just walked towards this Xuan Che. These eyes, that is also locked in the general feeling staring at this Xuan Che. That is always the same watching the excitement, and it's Omiyamoto who shot. Omiyamoto's eyes were staring at Xuan Che. He thought about it this way. As long as the other party is unappealing, he apologizes to himself at such a time. In fact, these are all small things. If you can say that, then forget it. It's just a matter of forgiving the other party. The premise is that the other party must be sensible. Then, does Xuan Che mean to have a serious conversation with the other party? No, Looking at the other person so indifferently is the same as looking at the ants. Can you still care whether it is better or not? You might think too much of this kind of appearance. Didn't you see it? I locked you. My mood 09 has just become very bad. I will be cruel to you, kill you, is such a kind of killing you rhythm. Oh, I see. This is Xuan Che's attitude. It's very indifferent, and it's very easy not to treat you as one thing. What about you? You can do whatever you want. He must think clearly not to put you in his eyes. What about you? It doesn't matter what you want. Didn't you see that I was ready to kill you, right? Oh, Xuan Che is so casual, just to deal with the other party and prepare to deal with the past, care about you so much, you can do whatever you like, and you. Omiyamoto's hands were folded together. At this moment, on his body, it was simply that energy fluctuations were rising steadily. This chakra was mobilized in an instant. It can be seen that this is a ninja, and obviously, it is the master. The very special technique can enter a very terrifying state in an instant. If he is not a human being, he will be a ninja. Such a rhythm that scares you to death is such a thing. Then, look at Xuan Che again, very calmly, still so indifferent, as always, so indifferent. Okay, so good. Omiyamoto pulled out kunai with his hands like this, squeezed it tightly, and then danced, then launched an attack, and then, this time, it was sent to the damn opponent's body. Every time, it was aimed at sending the other party to a dead end to operate, and every time, it was all for you to die. Ideas, tut, are good, but how about it in practice? The results of it? Advertisement, it's not such a thing? Judging from the situation at this moment, does Xuan Che put the other party in his eyes? No, there is no now, and there will be no for a while. This attack, come as you please, really gives you a chance to come, and then, the attack will not have the possibility of hitting, but just giving you a chance to come, not giving you a chance to hit. It seems that if this continues, there is no hope of success. Isn't this seriously affecting Omiyamoto's mood? No, this kind of thing is not allowed to continue to develop, absolutely not allowed. Let you know how great it is, it's such a simple thing. Do it, that's 100%, it's such a simple thing. The unswerving attack, this is coming with a vow. Isn't it the same as before? No, it's different. From now on, this is a promising hit. In the face of such an attack, no, Xuan Che's hands had already pulled out Kawuzi, and he danced up while holding it tightly, fighting each other time and time again. Ding, the sound of ding is endless. It can be seen that this has been going on, and it is a tie. Finally, it was a hopeful hit. People can't avoid it, can they not resist it? People can. Therefore, they resisted. Therefore, people have successfully resisted again and again. People really figured it out clearly that they have to keep doing this all the time. Ding, Ding's voice continued, which shows that Omiyamoto has not given up yet. But it's almost there, advertisement, it's almost like giving up, one attack, one unsuccessful, several unsuccessful, then why is it going on like this? She's crazy, isn't she? This situation is not allowed to continue to develop. Talk about it. Omiyamoto spoke. Boom. The palm hit Omiyamoto's body. I said, talk about it. Oh, boom. The palm hit Omiyamoto's body again. This situation is not originally in the hands of Omiyamoto. Since they have the final say, they can beat you, they can talk to you, or they can talk to you, and it's okay. Where they're in their mood, that's where they are and what they want. Operation, then how to operate, it is so simple. At this moment, I want to hit you, is there any problem? No problem, right? At this moment, Omiyamoto's eyes are so soft that they are dripping water. How can the other party be so excessive? I talked and communicated with each other so seriously, hoping that there was a good communication to solve the misunderstanding between the two people. Where is the other party? What are you doing? Aggressive. The other party is aggressive. The other party has been so aggressive, this is simply the death of the mind, and the emotions become very, very bad, such a look, no, this situation is not allowed, such continuous development has continued, absolutely. Then, there will still be no change. Look, the attack in this aggressive state greeted Omiyamoto again. With a bang, attack, hit. The hit of this attack reminded Omiyamoto, as long as the other party keeps on doing this, and keeps going on like this, isn't it just dead to death? When you die to death, this is what the other party wants to see, right? If you dare to feel good, it will be realized soon. So, as long as the other party thinks about it and wants to die, 100% this is to send you to a dead end, it's such a simple matter. Chapter 262. Brush, run. Don't leave at this moment, when will you stay? If you don't leave, you will be killed. This person is crazy, he doesn't care if you will be killed. If you think about it clearly, you have to go on like this. So, it must have to escape. Omiya wanted to run, but this speed increased in an instant. Xuan Che, it's okay to chase, or not to chase. However, Xuan Che's choice, of course, is to chase him. How could he not chase him? He chased him in the blink of an eye. After chasing him, his eyes locked on Omiyamoto. How simple, that's it. Staring straight at you all the time, you can attack you at any time. Once the power comes out, this time, it is such a way that you have never thought about making you feel better. Omiyamoto took a deep breath and spit it out slowly. He told himself, calm down, must be calm down, so that is to think clearly. After thinking clearly, the other party is nothing. It's that simple, clearly and plainly. Then, 10 minutes or so passed. It was useless to be calm. People would confirm you just like radar. This is an inevitable battle. You want to escape like this, I'm afraid it is too much. There are more impossible things. As long as the development continues like this, it is almost certain that you will be a dead end and there will be no suspense. Omiyamoto's figure stopped. Since there is no other way, of course it is necessary to talk clearly with the other party, definitely 100%. Well, is there any misunderstanding that cannot be resolved through negotiation? What the other party wants to know, take it out, and make it clear. As long as everyone makes it clear, then you can be a good friend. It's such a simple situation. Brush, brush. As soon as he stopped his figure, Xuan Che began to attack. As soon as this attack unfolded, Omiyamoto's hands clenched kunai and resisted it, absolutely not allowing the opponent to hit him with the attack. Absolutely not allowed. The opponent hits him if he wants to hit. The other party is afraid that such a rhythm is dreaming. The sound of ding 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 is just like this. Judging from such a situation at this moment, such a ding 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 goes down. This feels that ding 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 will not hit the target, and all of them will be resisted. Come down. With one blow, the sword went slant, so that it touched the flesh of Omiyamoto. Ninjas, to finally get rid of the enemy's greetings, it still has to be hard work within 2 meters, and this close combat is possible. If it's ninjutsu, wouldn't the opponent run? Are you thinking too much? Advertisement. Omiyamoto himself told himself, definitely, calm down. Well, don't lose your mind because of the other party's relationship, don't be led by the other's nose, you have to calm down so much, as long as you calm down, the other party is nothing, as long as the other party does anything. No, tusk, this is really an operation that ignores the other party. As long as the other party is ignored, then the other party will do it alone, so slowly, hum. Then what? Is it because Xuan Che is about to treat Omiyamoto as one thing? No, such a situation is impossible, well, that's what it is. Brush. One blow. This is directly towards Omiyamoto's Sha Sanlu, and send it away. Before killing you, I must let you know what life is better than death. Under such a circumstance, it must be that it can't make you live so easily, it's such a simple thing. Boom. One hit, bang, bang. The second time, the third time, this attack, a continuous hit. Boom. Oh, it hurts. Who made you do evil? What did I do? Offend me? Xuan Che shrugged. Omiyamoto told himself, he must not talk to him. Xuan Che is going to tell Omiyamoto with his strength, you die, tut, and in the end, the result is such a rhythm that it will end, die, and will undoubtedly die. Advertisement. Talk about it. Omiya is showing weakness. He still wants to solve it through negotiation. It is just a small matter. Why must it develop to be irreversible? Right? As long as the other party puts forward this reasonable claim, I am willing to settle the matter completely under the negotiation with the other party, so everyone is fine. Compensation of 100 million. Forget this matter. I won't care about you anymore. This is Xuan Che's attitude at the moment. Only 100 million, not much for you. A currency unit of 100 million means that all the land in a town can be bought. It's not a lot of money, right? You can totally agree, right? Omiyamoto realized that the other party wanted him to ruin his fortune and even had to take up part of the loan shark. His highest loan shark was 10 million, which obviously meant to borrow 10 million. At that time, all the mortgage things were given to the other party, and he still couldn't come out. With such a profit, it would eventually become hundreds of millions. In the end, it was a situation of stumbling to the end. How could it have developed things to such a point? It's really a human emotion, it's not good to become in an instant. No, can't go on like this forever. It must be done once and for all to solve this problem completely, surely. How to deal with it? I don't know how to solve it, this is the problem, good. Boom. With a palm, he slapped Omiyamoto's body to remind the other party that at this moment, in such a situation at this moment, tusk, it is not you who have the final say, it is the master in the palm of others' hands. If they want to attack you, they can attack you. If they want to hit you, they can hit again and again. What about you? You can only be beaten all the time, and be beaten down, not the opponent's opponent at all. Are you very angry? National People's Congress? Are you crazy? Is it because the brains are simply buzzing, and the emotions become very, very bad in an instant? Boom. Look, it's another palm, and it's so straightforward to hit. Backquote I give it, in order to survive. Omiya could only make everything possible, he could only give it to the other party, he really wouldn't let him go so easily, absolutely not, the other party was dead. Chapter 263. 10 minutes, that's all gone. Omiyamoto's eyes locked on Xuan Che, who was already leaving. This damn thing had already left here. From this moment on, he was completely bankrupted and owed usury. I can imagine it, it must not come out yet, tusk, in the end, the result is really very, very pleasant. It won't be such a good feeling. On Xuan Che's side, it was directly blocked by Yoshiko Kawashima. Yoshiko Kawashima's eyes, beautiful eyes, so straightforward as to stare at Xuan Che. She hopes that the other party can perceive this love of her own. Well, since the other party has extended a helping hand later, she could see that the other party was the man she needed to find. This is the case. Therefore, Yoshiko Kawashima sincerely, it is hoped that these two people can have such a chance to be together, she must converge her barbaric side, so, this is harmony, this is it's such a simple thing to love and live the other party well. The results of it? I watched it for 10 minutes, and this person ignored you. The key point is that this person ignores you, it's such an irritating feeling. If you keep ignoring and irritating people like this, don't you want to drive people crazy? Anyway, you don't treat you as a human being. Well, even if you drive you crazy, it doesn't matter, it's just such a situation. Yoshiko Kawashima told herself, she really wouldn't let the other person go so easily. No, if the other person is so unpleasant, she but it really swept the attack towards this opponent at any time. The feeling of sparing no effort to hit one after another, it's just a shameful punch to strike out this love, let you feel it. Then, I don't know how long it has been like this. It's true that my brain hurts a little. Yoshiko Kawashima couldn't feel the response from the other party. The other party did not respond. The other party just left. That means, whoever you're looking at, whether you're having a spring or not, people. It doesn't matter, people don't treat you as the same thing, they don't have such a feeling as you think. Advertisement, you were just a stranger to others. After coming to such a conclusion, Yoshiko Kawashima felt that if this goes on, really, it is not very suitable, it is not appropriate, it will be impossible if you don't get rid of you, it really is. In such a moment, such a sudden retreat, such a way of pulling a distance of more than 10 meters. Take precautions. What are you doing? Yoshiko Kawashima looked at Xuan Che and asked, do you really think she will make a move? At most, she's a shame punch. How could she use force to attack the one she loves, right? Yes, she admits that she used to be a ninja, but she will definitely not attack the one she loves. No, don't mess around with the other party. 10 minutes, that's all gone. Well, it's been such a strict defense and staring at this Fangza, it doesn't matter what you think. I want to form a family with you, is it possible? Yoshiko looked at this Xuan Che and asked. Xuan Che shook his head. No, it's impossible. I looked down on each other. The other party looked like a shrew, so why did such a shrew come back? It's purely disgusting by the other party, isn't it? Impossible. Well, it's true that I don't want to talk to each other. 5 minutes passed. Look. Yoshiko is waiting for Xuan Che's reply. He didn't wait to come. The other party just shook his head but didn't say anything. Then shaking his head might also make his neck itchy, right? So, I can ignore the other party in this way, right? Then, she ignored the other party, what's the matter? 10 minutes. 15 minutes. Don't stare at me like this. It's really bad for you, very bad. I'm also a temperamental person. You have a temper, you can use it to beat your wife, come on, beat me, beat my little daughter-in-law. What is your daughter-in-law used for? Beating is for professing your love, you must beat me. I'm waiting for you to beat me, to show me the power, so that I can see your male side, and let me feel how powerful you are. That's what it is. Yoshiko Kawashima has already embarked on this shameless route. With a pair of eyes, it is simply shameless. Staring at this Xuan Che, what I think is clear. That's what it is. Virtue, at this moment, yes, for a while, still, always, so keep going. Take care of you so much, whatever you like, then just chant, hum. Advertisement mind, that's buzzing, how come it has developed things to such a level? Run. At this moment, Xuan Che made such a decision. It's your business if you get nervous. I can take care of you, or I can ignore you. Now, this is my choice. I just ignore you. Such a thing. Run, leave here and it will be over. Look at this Yoshiko again. Can you still run away? You too underestimated her. Once, she was a jonin, and she couldn't deal with it very well. Brush. Chase. How can I not get rid of it, this feeling, then it is not so good. In addition, there are still people in front of them. The two men clasped their weapons tightly and stood in front of them. The target was staring at Xuan Che very clearly. In this troubled world, what is most reliable? Is it a regime, a buddy, a woman or something? It's money. 100% is such a rhythm of money. Therefore, in this troubled world, only money is the most reliable one. However, this Xuan Che is rich, and the information of 100 million yuan was deliberately publicized. This picture is also publicized. People can recognize Xuan Che as soon as they see it. This is not the recognition, so it is blocked. Are you on the road ahead? Brush. Xuan Che's iron fist greeted these two guys. Does he really feel like he is the second general? Still blocking the road ahead. The facts give you the courage? 110. I just don't know if I should say what you guys are doing. It is absolutely impossible if you don't clean up. Chapter 264. At this moment, isn't this Xuan Che just starting? Isn't it just leaving no room for it? Isn't it just that these 3 and 5x2 attacks are all meant to cause terrible damage to the opponent? Ding. All this attack was resisted by the opponent. The other party, that's the first time to present your own not-so-simple combat power in an instant. Well, if you think about it clearly, it won't be such a feeling that makes you have a good fruit. Now, at this moment, this for 1 second, this will not make you feel so good, it is just such a situation. Ding. The most feared thing is stalemate. At this moment, Xuan Che is in a stalemate with the other party. So, this is going to be a constant stalemate. So, this is to carry the stalemate to the end. So, this is to let you know the severity of this matter. Ding. These two people feel more pressure. If you continue to do so, the pressure will double. It's not a problem to continue to increase like this. No, you can't go on like this anymore. You must find a way to be so thorough. Yes, once and for all, that has solved this problem will work. How to solve it? It feels really melancholy to die. This damn it exists here just like the hob meat, so standing up here makes you really crazy. How to do this, at this moment, is such a way that there is no good idea at all. It makes people think, it is really buzzing. Boom. A palm, from this Xuan Che, hit a man on the body. This is the beginning. The beginning is to tell you that you have successfully provoked someone who shouldn't be. So, you're sure to die. Don't worry, it won't be something you can eat. This is a sure thing. Boom. For the second time, attack again. For the third time, the attack continued. Advertisement for the fourth time, the attack continued to hit, and the man who had been uniquely favored had already vomited blood and collapsed. Another man, it's not to help, it's not to help, it's not. This feeling is really maddening. This man's emotions, just like this, it's a little broken, a pair of eyes, that's it. He stared at this damn Xuan Che with his eyes. This man really hopes that Xuan Che won't keep going like this, it's not good. Then, Xuan Che, it's always going to be so bad, so how can you care about it? I'm afraid you were thinking too much. Can you talk or not? You should be able to tell. At this moment, I am very sincere. Well, I want to talk to you so well that the problem is solved. Just a few small problems should not be developed to immortality. It's endless, it's not appropriate. I can't talk, I don't want to, why should I talk to you, as if I am familiar with you, am I familiar with you? No, so I won't talk to you? Xuan Che shook his head, so simply rejected the other party. The man's eyes were full of indifference staring at Xuan Che, didn't he see it? The look in his eyes is simply a feeling of icy coldness, it is a feeling that he has to shoot at any time. So, you must be a little sensible, and you really don't want to die like this all the time. For you, that's not a very good situation. As a result, Xuan Che doesn't care what look you look like. Your look is your personal business, and his attitude is his business. He has such an attitude. Now, in the future, it will be the same. Any changes, regardless of you so much, huh? I hope you can let me go, and let it go. Doesn't it mean that the uncle will also let it go? So, what you mean is that your aunt and your uncle are all the same, and you have to let it go in the same family, right? I'm not talking to you, I'm very angry, at this moment, I'm very angry, do you feel it? Does it need to be sensed? At this moment, Xuan Che looked at the man and asked. The man tells himself to be calm and not to be led by the nose by the other party. The other party's meaning is nothing more than leading you. In this way, you will lose your mind. If you lose your mind, the other party will take the shot. The other party is this kind of person. Once you take the shot, tisk tisk tisk, this threatening power is revealed in an instant. This is a 100% thing, it's such a situation, right? Zero ask for flowers so, if the man doesn't lose his mind, does Xuan Che stop attacking? Of course not. Xuan Che came in an instant. When it came, it showed a terrible power. A palm under the firmness and ruthlessness. It seems that this is to beat you. That is to go completely. Seeing King Yama, it really feels like the slightest hesitation when starting to start. Advertisement, but if you want to be so cruel, go on. Boom. One blow, from Xuan Che, hit the opponent. Bang, bang, I was wrong. The man kowtows his head, he really can't hold it anymore, and the other party doesn't communicate with you. It's a virtue that has always been like this, but it's really an emotion that makes people feel a little bit better, no. You can't continue to indulge the other party like this, you want to stop. Zero. They all kowtowed their heads like this, to see how brave you are. Above this point, this Xuan Che has to admit that the other party has already kowtowed, and he really can't continue to show off so much. Then, let's stop here, what else? Bang, bang, kowtowing, continue. Xuan Che didn't say to forgive you, but gave you a chance to show your sincerity by kowtow all the time. And, as Xuan Che didn't speak or attack, it was so embarrassing that everyone became so embarrassed. How to do? If this goes on, what is going to be done? Can it be better? Can people be happy? Isn't this driving someone crazy? What are you doing looking at me? At this moment, Xuan Che looked at the man and asked. I know it was wrong. Really? You know what's wrong or don't know what's wrong, and I don't necessarily want to forgive you, right? Xuan Che shrugged. Can it be so shameless? At this moment, the man was stunned. The other party was awesome. The other party was really very, very powerful. Really, looking at the other party, his head was buzzing. I don't want to go on like this. NS. Chapter 265 5 minutes, so there was a stalemate in the past. Xuan Che, looking at each other indifferently. The opposite party looked at Xuan Che's gaze, feeling flustered and not knowing what to do, unhappy, really, what kind of counterpart is this counterpart, can it be better? The other party keeps going on like this. This is simply causing a very huge distress to the person, it is a distress, it can't go on like this, really. What's wrong? Xuan Che asked. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? Am I offending you? Xuan Che asked. You did not offend me, but we all know that you have even more, at least 100 million. Under such a situation, we are spontaneously coming to your troubles. The main thing is the goal is 037, that is to get this 100 million. In troubled times, only money is the most valuable thing. Well, that's it. At this moment, Xuan Che's eyes were staring at this rotten thing. At this moment, the other party provided very important information. Obviously, Omiyamoto had publicized Xuan Che's 100 million things. This was deliberately to assemble a lot of killers to kill Xuan Che. Tisk tusk tusk, knowing that Xuan Che is very good, the other party doesn't tell me the main thing is that he has 100 million. Without knowing your level of skill, if one wave fails, the second wave will come with such vows. If the second wave fails, the third wave will also be swept. If you dial it, it feels like it doesn't kill you, but you have to drive you crazy, that's what it is. Xuan Che's right hand was clenched tightly, and his eyes were staring into the distance. Omiyamoto, this damn bad thing, really didn't expect that the other party would use such shameless means to come out, good, very good. Would you like to avoid my house for a while? Yoshiko Kawashima looked at Xuan Che and asked. First of all, this is to deceive Xuan Che back, and then, tusk, it all went to my own home. Then, how should this matter come and go? It seems, that is not Xuan Che can control. As soon as Yoshiko Kawashima thought that he could get the other party right away, it really felt like how cool it should be, very good, cool, and pleasant, that's all. Advertisement. Yoshiko Kawashima thought clearly, he and the other party must be together, definitely. Then, Xuan Che didn't know the other party's hudong, and felt that there was indeed a place to avoid him now, so he went back with the other party. Subsequently, this matter became simpler. After 10 minutes passed, Yoshiko Kawashima started to stare at Xuan Che with the same feeling of estrus. Xuan Che feels full of crisis. This woman, she is not too like ordinary people. At this moment, this woman who is not too like ordinary people seems to have some development with herself. No, I can't let the other party succeed. Yoshiko Kawashima approached Xuan Che a little bit. It feels like this is to get you or be given to you. Then, at first glance, Xuan Che, this is going backwards one after another, this is definitely not obtained by the other party, and is unwilling to get such an operation from the other party. If this continues, in the end, Yoshiko Kawashima must be the winner. This is a matter of no suspense. Women chase men, tusk, this is a very clear answer, 100% success is such a rhythm. Boom. Break the door. A figure stood outside the door. This person, that's a bounty hunter. It's said that this person has 100 million in his body. Tisk, this is a rare deal. Well, it must be successful. This 100 million must be taken. Go, it's such a simple thing, it must be to take away 100 million of the other party, it is such a simple thing. The muscles on the person's body look like Raikage was coming, tusk, it feels quite strong, and when you look at it, it looks so simple. Now, it's the first time that the people's eyes are directly locked in Xuan Che. First of all, it is to lock the target. At any time, this is to move towards the target body unambiguously. Hello up 0. Then, is Xuan Che because the other person's eyes will be more solemn and solemn. Naive. How could he be a dignified person? If he is taking a route like Yoshiko Kawashima, he really can't do anything at all, and it's not easy to hit you. However, if it is to take the route of finding death, tusk, Xuan Che will not put the other party in the eyes, it is such a simple setting, refreshing and clear. Now, the other party's attack has already begun, once, swept over. The second time, it was the same, advertisement the third time, as always. For the fourth time, it was unambiguous. Go on like this again and again, tusk, this feeling, it's just going to separate life and death from you. Then, it was a success, right? Ha, I think too much. That's it, I have never given you a chance to separate life and death. I have to admit that the speed of this bounty hunter is very fast. However, the speed is attributed to the fast speed. He really can't help it. Xuan Che is a bit. This is a 100% certain thing, there is no suspense. Xuan Che, this is just avoiding it all the time, and with this palm, it is a path that is abruptly taken, directly towards the other party's heart, above the heart, so ruthlessly, it is greeted up. This time, tut, this is to let you know how powerful it is. Boom. The impact is amazing. This is the beginning. Bang. The second time, the third time, this is simply a time and again to spare no effort. This is to think clearly, it must be like this is to strengthen this idea. Hit you, this is such a kind of crying feel. What is an attack? A hit is an attack. It keeps on failing. This is a joke. Is it related to attacking a penny or half a penny? It's almost all. The opponent's eyes stared at this damn Xuan Che, this man, this brought him a lot of pressure. This has been going on, this feeling. Life is simply without any hope. Life without any hope is very crazy. Chapter 266. Boom. Look, it's another palm. It came from Xuan Che hitting this bounty hunter. This is usually a very difficult guy to deal with. Today, Xuan Che's hands are no different from weak chickens. Who makes you weaker than others? How can you still be? I am also a temperamental person. If you are so persistent and so general, you will be anxious for me. I will use the assassin. Bounty hunters began to threaten Xuan Che. There is really no way. There is no way to threaten Xuan Che. This guy, this is just like making a lot of fun and launching several attacks. How could this be allowed to develop into such a way? The other party, it's so unlikable. Then what? Did Xuan Che put the other party in his eyes? Impossible. The hands of the bounty hunter were clenched tightly. Really, the brain was buzzing, and the emotions became so very bad in an instant. Don't you see it? I am now. This is really ready to smash to the end with you. 09 is smashed to the end. Once I am prepared like this, will you have a life? No. So, I believe you don't want to see this kind of situation. Definitely don't want to. It's just such a thing, clearly. Huh? What? Xuan Che asked. It's just like a shit-sucking stick. You don't communicate with you seriously at all. Why do you want to communicate with you seriously? Can you not communicate? Also, don't communicate. Mad at you, the grandson of the turtle, so it's up to you. 5 minutes passed. Xuan Che is as irritating as ever. The bounty hunter has put his hands together, and 8 inner gates opened the first door. Under such a situation, when the first door was opened, tusk, this super fluctuation suddenly emerged. It is not simple, right? Not easy to mess with, right? Soon, this powerful power will be revealed. Flying Thunder God / Xuan Che started. Advertisement. Puff. This knife pierced the heart, as if making fun with you. It was a hit in an instant. Has it been trapped? Is it dumbfounded? The brain seems to be tingling in an instant, right? Yes, that's right. If it's the tingling feeling in your brain, it can't be a good life for you. The bounty hunter really didn't expect that he would be pierced into the heart by the opponent. What kind of situation is this like? Is it good or not? Damn the opponent, this is more than he thought. There are too many people who are too bad to deal with. Really? In this way, the bounty hunter died. These people in the dark, this is you looking at me, and I also looking at you. I really figured it out clearly. Well, it must be impossible to provoke such a person who shouldn't provoke. This is a tough person. Human feelings are simply not human. Now, at this moment, the figure of Xuan Che shot out. In such a moment, he approached a man directly. This is to strengthen the idea. It must be let the other party know about this. Seriousness. You, what are you doing? Tell me, come, you can make it clear. What am I doing? I don't want to do it. Stare at me, and I will let you know how good I am. There is no need to know. I already know that you are great. You are indeed not a person. You are terrible to the point of terrible. It is such a situation. Where are you fun? Really, I don't want to tell you anything, really. Ha 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 ha. Who wants to talk to you? I talk to you. I'm now. This is to let you know what it feels like to die, huh? I don't want to know the feeling of death. I want to live. Then if you live, don't commit evil. If you commit evil, don't expect to live. It's such a simple thing. You really don't want to go too far. So embarrassing. I've always been so excessive. I'm going to continue to be so excessive. What's the matter? What's the problem? Paralysis. You are making me unhappy. Do you know it? Oh, got it. You scold me. At this moment, Xuan Che has already made such a decision. Since you scolded me, then I will not let you go. Absolutely not. I want you to know that if you scold me, tisk tisk, you must be on a dead end. It's such a simple thing. Advertisement mind, that is simply buzzing. How can it be that things have been developed to such a degree? How can it be? Brush. Run. Don't run at this moment. When will you stay? Must be leaving here. In this way, Xuan Che chased, such a chase, just to catch up with the opponent is to fight. The opponent suspects such a rhythm in life. I never thought that it would make you live in such a way. After catching up with you like this, I will make you cry, You must go on like this, right? Definitely, you can rest assured. Then you are dead. Who is dead? Me? Am I dead? Ha ha ha. At this moment, Xuan Che's attack had already greeted the opponent. Don't care who the opponent is definitely the enemy. It's just based on your combat power and you don't really want to continue to shoot with you. Well, the other party was once ready to shoot with you. So, then there is no need to let the other party go. Well, it's such a simple setting. If you don't send the other party to a dead end, then it's impossible. What a simple thing. At this moment, the other party is not a simple thing. Speed up, speed up, speed up again. Flying Thunder God slash. Xuan Che drank. As soon as he heard these 4 words, the other party really felt his scalp numb, and he knelt down in such an instant, and he almost knocked your head when he knelt down. This is such a very pious feeling. The tip of the knife has already touched the opponent's skin and flesh, and it will really pierce the body in a matter of minutes. Whether this is going to pierce the body or not depends mainly on whether the opponent is sensible or ignorant. If you are not sensible, how simple it is, this body must have been pierced, and people must be overwhelmed, and a situation of death has been revealed. Chapter 267. Time flies. 10 minutes passed. Looking at this situation, really, in the past 10 minutes and 20 minutes, nothing will change. What are you doing? You are here all the time. It is not threatening my life. You are like this. I am very worried and uneasy. What I hope is that we can be so harmonious. Let's talk about it and see how it should go in the future. Well, if you have any ideas, let's say it, okay. No idea. What can I think? No idea at all. What are you going to do? Are you crazy? I'm crazy. What's the matter? No more chatting. Real. Judging from such a situation at this moment, it is completely that there is no way to communicate. This is simply embarrassing. Really, it is not a little bit like this that makes people crazy. 5 minutes passed. I know a big secret. Mainly, the man noticed that the other party didn't mean to kill him. He just frightened him so much but didn't want to let him go so easily. It seems that this is to help him find a step down. Just go down like this. Only in this way can there be such a possibility of survival. Betray whatever you can. What's the secret? I want to say I know where there are treasures. Don't you believe it? Then you won't get it. I have to be able to get in. It's heavily guarded. It's really not easy to get in. However, they may not know it all. Their location is set on this treasure map, so, I have a treasure map, I can't get it. Tisk tusk tusk, it's like you said that, I immediately believed you. I'm such a smart person. Do you think I'm so good to deceive? But the key thing is that I didn't deceive you either. No, what I said is the truth. I do know a big secret. I know. Why don't you believe me? It's inappropriate for you. Among people, this is the most basic trust that I have never had, right? At this moment, the man stared at this Xuan Che treasure map. Xuan Che stretched out his hand at the man. Advertisement. Afterwards, the treasure map was delivered to Xuan Che's palm. No, things have become simpler. There is no time to talk to each other. Go to treasure hunt. With leisure time, it is better to hunt for treasure. No. Yoshiko Kawashima's eyes stared at Xuan Che so straightly. He wanted to talk. This is time and time again. All these words have reached the edge of the mouth. This is just to tell you this the big secret, is waiting for you to ask. If you keep asking, I'm just babbling like this, I see if I can drive you crazy. What the hell is this? Xuan Che looked at Yoshiko Kawashima and asked. Your map, that belongs to the daughter country. Do you know the daughter country? It's all women, but it's not easy to get in. Once, a man came, the only one who defeated the daughter country fighter, Lord Jiraiya, almost stayed after the seeds are planted. Tell me, is my daughter country so easy to provoke? Jiraiya is almost the same thing. I'm not afraid of Jiraiya either. This is really no way to talk at all. Then follow this Xuan Che. Night. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The three of them shot in with instant kung fu, very peaceful. It seemed like no one was on guard. No, at this moment, it feels a bit wrong. Suddenly, the whole daughter country was lighted up. It was quite certain that the three people came in. It was even more certain that the exact coordinates of these three people were swept towards this side. In an instant, they surrounded these two people. Yes, two people. Miyamoto's three-tone shield, Tusk. This is simply no rival. With this Xuan Che's teaching, Masters is getting more and more proficient. It's really like this in minutes. It's so transparent. The feeling of not seeing the trail. At this moment, Xuan Che just stared at the dozen or so old ladies in front of him. Tisk tusk tusk, one is more than a coming water spirit, and the other is more difficult to provoke such a feeling. Don't look at these old ladies. It seems that it is the same as having no fighting power, but in fact, no, not so one thing. This one is not easy to mess with. Advertisement of course, it's just not easy to mess with. It is not to say that it has reached such a point that it can threaten Xuan Che. Xuan Che looked at each other indifferently, regardless of you all. Take a shot at any time, the look of disapproval. The other party also stared at Xuan Che with eyes wide-eyed. At any time, it would sweep towards Xuan Che just like that. Xuan Che's eyes were filled with indifference. At this moment, he was ready to take action. Facing a calm opponent, he realized that he was really facing an opponent. The most fearful thing is that the opponent is not impulsive. Once the opponent is not impulsive, it will be very troublesome, just like the trouble at the moment. At this moment, the opponent's eyes locked Xuan Che. Xuan Che just launched an attack. Whatever you do, it must be shot. Brush. This knife. It was a very beautiful afterimage, and the momentary effort was sent to the heart. It must be hit, it must be pierced. If you think about it clearly, then absolutely there won't be any changes. It's that simple thing. Clearly and plainly. Good jow, brush. The knife failed, and the pursuit instantly swept towards the opponent. The rest of the people didn't shoot at Yoshiko Kawashima, but still chatted. Yonko, come back and have a look? A girl asked Yoshiko Kawashima. I'm not a man insisting on coming, is there really no way? Yoshiko Kawashima shrugged. Everyone immediately looked at Xuan Che, which means that Xuan Che is the man of Yoshiko Kawashima, right? This answer is already very clear. At this moment, Xuan Che fought their lead warrior Hinata and hit a fair share. This shows that this guy's sword technique is quite superb. In fact, there was no way. At this moment, Hinata had no choice but to use the killer. It had no choice but to show the most powerful combat power, so that the opponent could see it. Chapter 268. Hinata's hands clasped together. At this moment, the chakra on this body appeared in an instant. With both hands, such as stretched out, 2 chakra whips appeared in the palm of the hand. Whoosh, whoosh is dancing, it's really an oath, and it's extremely accurate to greet Xuan Che's body. Flying Thunder God slash. Xuan Che's body shape was shot out in an instant, moved instantaneously, and a knife was about to pierce the opponent's body. Thought, that's good, under the opponent's absolute defense, this whip is definitely going to hit you one step in advance. And, because of you reckless Flying Thunder God, tusk, people, that has already completely plunged you into it, and then, it is the attack from this soul. Such a whipping, it makes you know knowing the seriousness of this matter. Knowing how ordinary it is to know that it is already difficult to provoke, that's what it is all about. Hinata's eyes were staring at Yoshiko Kawashima. This person brought someone to die. In an instant, this Xuan Che disappeared without a trace. Remove the word cut, that is Flying Thunder God. At this moment, this Xuan Che uses Flying Thunder God, pure spatial ability. Isn't it scary? Is it unpredictable? Is it just momentary effort, that the whole brain is painful? At this moment, Xuan Che started throwing hidden weapons. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. These are all marked picks. At this moment, it was swept toward the opponent in an instant. Not to hit the opponent, of course. If it can hit the opponent, of course it would be better. The main thing, still has to throw these things out to form the spatial coordinates of each one. This is a very low-level Flying Thunder God. At this point, Xuan Che admits that it has not reached the second stage at this moment. Second paragraph, that is a ready-made coordinate that can be directly used on anything with the claw. The third segment, that can directly hit the coordinates in the space. The fourth segment, that can freely shuttle through the space to reach the specified coordinates. The fifth segment, it can live in the space. No one can find you. You can divide it into minutes, whatever the peeping people do. Closer to home. Advertisement at this moment, the ability of Flying Thunder God was revealed. Die. In such a moment, this knife, came directly from behind Hinata, and sent it towards her heart, almost piercing the heart. Really, this is not simple. With a funny attack, this is a moment to bring a sense of desperation. Fortunately, this Hinata's absolute defense is not fun. The momentary effort is based on offense, and it is easy to use the attack to disintegrate such an attack, and the opponent ran away. The second time, the third time, how many times I don't know, it can move anywhere in an instant. Look carefully, that's where these hidden weapons are, right? Okay. Then get rid of these hidden weapons. Hinata is also a careful person. She is an elite warrior. It is a product that can pick up the lead. It is a product that can defeat the former Jiraiya with confidence. Is it a simple product? Ding ding ding. These marked hidden weapons were all knocked aside by Hinata. At this moment, Hinata's eyes are staring at Xuan Che. See how you can play this? Sigh. Yes, arrogant, come on, must give power to with such a thorough presentation. She has to feel how much you can, how difficult, and how powerful you are. Attentens. You, as a woman, it's almost impossible for you to marry out. You are abolished, really. I just scrapped, what kind of problem is there? Very well, if you are abolished, then I will be speechless. I just scrapped it, I will scrap it for you. After that, the attack came, and when he came, he greeted Hinata. Do you think that to behave with you? Do you think that it is just something to scare you? You think too much. This is Flying Thunder God /. Then, at this moment, the whip was also dancing, just waiting for the damn guy to throw himself into the net. At this moment, this guy disappeared in an instant, but the knife was still there. At this moment, the whip could only entangle the knife, and the opponent appeared instantaneously and hit Hinata's face with a punch. Superior. Boom. Advertisement attack hit. Hinata was hit so that it was rolling on the ground several times. Hinata's eyes were staring at this damn Xuan Che. I was beaten by the other party, not happy, the other party wanted to die. Hinata clasped his hands together, and under his madness, he entered the 2.0 mode. In the state of this 2.0 mode, the whip is directly countless clones, transformed into thousands, so, this is the damn Xuan Che's body that presents this covering attack. It must be Xuan Che was submerged in it, and no one came to such a rhythm. Xuan Che's expression is a bit solemn. This guy, this is crazy. If you use this attack at the beginning, it will be very troublesome, but if you don't use it at the beginning, it means that this attack will consume chakra 100%. So, I don't care now, that means, now this is to win, even if it is to consume chakra, it is not hesitating, he must be killed, tusk, this is such a crazy rhythm. Forget it, ignore the opponent, as long as it is a steady fight, the opponent is nothing, don't treat the opponent as one thing, that's it. At this moment, Hinata's eyes were staring at Xuan Che gloomily. What she hoped was this person, she must not keep going like this. It was very bad and inappropriate. Then what? What has changed? At this moment, isn't Xuan Che still playing so steadily? Isn't it still such a possibility not to give you a hit? Isn't that still going to drive you crazy? Hinata's attack stopped? Then Hinata stopped, and Xuan Che came. With a flick of your hands, in the palm of your hand, this swooshing feeling is making fun of you. No, that's not the case. Judging from such a situation at this moment, this feeling will not be such a feeling that makes you have good fruit. As soon as the hidden weapon came, this Xuan Che appeared everywhere in an instant, and such an appearance would drive you crazy. Chapter 269. Then, Hinata and Xuan Che are really you and me. I don't know how long they have been playing. Judging from the situation at this moment, Hinata is able to bear it, and it can also resist it all the time. Going on. This is the feeling of being able to resist for a while and play for a while. It's really inappropriate for you to keep going like this. Hinata said solemnly at Xuan Che. And, look at this Xuan Che, his demeanor, this is looking at Hinata very indifferently, that feeling. I care about you so much, you can say anything you like, on my side, this is firming up my thoughts. That just won't put you in the eyes, is it annoying? Are you crazy? If it is, that's right, it's just to create such a crazy feeling. If you don't drive you crazy, you can't be sorry. Well, it's such a situation. Hinata told herself that to be calm, it must be calm and not to be swayed by the other party. At such a time, no, the third person appeared 3 times and nodded at Xuan Che 3 times. Xuan Che also nodded. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The 3-dimensional body shape is exactly the same as in the exercise. It retreats in an instant, and then runs away. Since it is obtained, then there will be no hesitation at all. It is such a situation. Hinata didn't know what happened, but she didn't think it was right. 10 minutes passed. Hinata found out. Someone has invaded the forbidden area. Then, the intrusion in this silent intrusion should have something to do with the 3 sounds that appeared silently, that is, the 3 intrusions. Then, the other party must have got what the other party wants, right? Very good, since she took away the things from their daughter's country, although she doesn't know what the other party took, but it is certain that the other party must die. If you don't clean up the other party, it's absolutely impossible. Absolutely. Here, these 3 people have successfully arrived in the town and settled down. What did you get? It's a bead, it should be a night pearl. In this bead, there is simply another universe. There is a space in this space. All the treasures are hidden in this space. The important thing is that people can also go in. Hide it so that you can't find it at all. For such a person, it is possible to act directly with a large army, it is almost silent, just such a powerful stuff. Advertisement therefore, such a treasure is simply invaluable, and it won't be sold for a lot of money. Settle down. Go back to Konoha tomorrow. This time, the action is simply rewarding. Just aiming at this bead, tusk, it's simply making a lot of money, this is a thing of 100% certainty. Time flies. The next day. The three of them were surrounded by soldiers from the daughter country as soon as they came out. The eyes of these warriors stared at the three men with enthusiasm. It was Hinata who took the lead. Taking things and still staying in the town like this is nothing short of perseverance. Since that is the case, there is nothing to talk about. At this moment, Hinata's right hand is on the hilt of the waist. As long as the opponent is firm, this idea is not to treat yourself as the same thing. The endless disputes, the next second will unfold, self and the other party, tut, it is absolutely impossible not to die. That's it, it's easy to set up, today, regardless of whether Hinata is sure or not, it must be desperate to fight with the other party. It is such a rhythm, it must be let the other party know the seriousness of this matter, knowing that she is not a good thing to deal with. It's not a fuel-efficient lamp either. Look at Xuan Che again, and look at Hinata lightly. Well, it's not uncommon to care about so many of you. You can do whatever you like, and you can be happy. Kang. At this moment, Hinata has already pulled out the weapon. If the other party has always had this kind of dog attitude, really, the other party is looking for death. If the other party keeps looking for death like this, she doesn't mind at all, she just gives the other party one. Cheng is done. Do you feel the pressure she brings to the other party at this moment? This is huge pressure. Then, this Xuan Che doesn't matter. Why should there be so-called, well, what can you do without putting you in the eyes? One of 10 tens, I just don't know what I should say about you, really. Zero ask for flowers, I am really angry. Advertisement Hinata said to Xuan Che. A person, whether he is happy or unhappy, emotions belong to one's own, not others. Therefore, control is also one's own. Therefore, under such a situation, if you are angry, you can be angry. Yeah, you can keep getting angry like this, really, it has nothing to do with me. You must not plant it on me, I will beat you. Xuan Che nodded. As long as the other party doesn't plant himself on him, isn't he angry? Allow the other person to be angry, yes. It doesn't matter what the other person thinks, how can he care about you so much? You are thinking too much. Zero brush. With a knife, he directly greeted Xuan Che's body, babbling, which is really unpleasant. Since you have all made such a choice, you don't want others to like you or don't like you. Okay, then just go straight and just dislike you directly. Simply direct and straightforward is to let you know how powerful it is. It's not such a simple thing as you think. Brush it. The moment an attack fails, it enters a state of continuous attack. Tisk tusk. At this moment, this is to make you look good and let you know the seriousness of this matter. The failure situation is continuing without shame. Regardless of how many times this has lasted, the final result is that it is such a constant failure. Judging from the situation at this moment, there is no such a possibility of success. It is such a one. This is the case. At this moment, Xuan Che looked at each other with a very indifferent expression. Let me take care of you so much, do whatever you like, simple things. You are making me very angry. Yes, I'm very angry, don't you know? What's wrong with you? I am very angry. What does it have to do with me? You wrong me again. Xuan Che shrugged, not wanting to say anything to the other party. NS. Chapter 270. Brush. Attack. Come again. It's really the sword, the shadow, the tiger and the tiger. It's really 10 times if you don't succeed once, and 100 times if you don't succeed, absolutely not allowed. I really figured out how to do it, and then just keep doing it like this, letting you know that once someone provokes it, it's simply useless to regret it. As a result, this Xuan Che let Hinata know the truth. Once some people don't treat you as the same thing, even if you are going crazy, it's useless. Seriously, you don't take you seriously. Here, you say irritating but not irritating, right? Attack as you like, and don't say anything about you. Just be happy if you are happy. Come and attack. The attack will start again and again. This is simply not to have a moment of hesitation. Otherwise, it will drive you crazy. That simply saves you face. Brush. Hinata just used it on the bar. She even used the seduction, one up and down, one left and one right, that was attracting the other's attention. The result is that I think very well. Even if the roadside man looks here, the other person will definitely not look here. This is really annoying. Damn it, this is driving crazy. Who is it? Can it be better or not? With no way to succeed, Hinata stopped all the attacks, and his eyes were filled with anger, staring at the other person with an angry feeling. This damn thing is really hard. What is born is to develop things to such a point. Right? After thinking about it clearly, you want to keep developing like this, don't care about your senses and feelings, right? If you strengthen this idea, you must drive people crazy, right? Okay. Yes, great, what is needed is this kind of feeling. Since the other party wants to do this clearly, there is only one end for the other party, the only one, death, such a way that it is impossible to die. Hinata told herself that it was ecstatic to die. I won't hit you anymore, and I won't ask you for anything. In this way, as long as you agree to one of my requests, the future will be cancelled. How about it? Yes, you can. You come home with me. Yes, you can. Advertisement. I said you come home with me. I said yes. Are you Konoha's ninja? I am. Why is this script different? Hinata's brain is buzzing. This Konoha ninja is different from the whole world. It is like Jiraiya. It seems that it is squinting. You really want to give your pig to each other? Eat. The other party also refused, saying that the other party should not be responsible. No need, after the child was born and the daughter was raised in the country, the other party still refused. It felt like being unwilling to be responsible, and even less unwilling to be irresponsible. How come to the side of Xuan Che, it's completely different. Among them, what is the way? Anyway, Xuan Che followed the other party back. It took 10.5 days for this. It's really such a dreamlike feeling in Hinata. This was rigidly trimmed to the point that the ant did not come. This is absolutely 100% complete. Hinata didn't know whether to be happy or worried. The joy is that the ant did not come, and the worry is that the other party has completed the task and can leave? If the other party is gone, wouldn't you lose sight of the other party? This is really good, it hurts people's brains. At such a time, the voice of S-Class Alert has already sounded. You stay here, I'll go and see. Seeing that Hinata was about to go out, at this moment Xuan Che left after explaining to the other party. No, outside this city gate, a group of people have already arrived, this is the bachelor nearby. The bachelors formed the bachelor brigade, and then they came here to break here, and then take all the women away, one person and one daughter-in-law, such a rhythm to take home. Originally, the ratio of men to women was not very balanced. This group of old ladies also formed a daughter country. With such an operation, wouldn't it be that more of them could not find a daughter-in-law? Yes, this group of old women definitely exists in strength. Advertisement however, this group of masters have been stubborn for a long time, and in the end, it is also unbearable. No matter whether you have the strength or the lack of strength, when it is time to shoot, you must be determined and unwavering. It is absolutely 100% and you will shoot. Just like this moment, this fire style blasted towards the city gate immediately after it was used. An old lady's water dragon was also used in an instant to greet the opponent. Suddenly, it was so much steam that it covered the enemy's whereabouts. This is an opportunity. These enemies, who swish, are working towards the gates of the city. They really either don't make a move, or they just do it all in one go, it's just the rhythm that won you down. If you think about it clearly, there will never be any changes, this is what the other party thinks. At this moment, this is to let you know how great it is, that's what it is all about. Then, such a figure appeared on the stage. Since it is a matter of eating other people's pigs and family groups, it is impossible to just ignore it as simple as that. So, you have to manage, this is for sure. Since it is necessary to manage, it is better to shoot sooner or later than to shoot sooner or later. Take action early, things have not reached the point of being irreversible, if you grind and tisk. Once it reaches the point of irreversibility, the result is really predictable, it will not be too good. To yourself this is the main disadvantage. Bang, bang. It's mainly where Xuan Che went, one by one, they were beaten up and flew away, the brains are really buzzing. I never thought that this thing would develop to such a kind of lethargy. People are simply emotionally affected. If this goes on, it's like driving people crazy. No, it is unbearable, it is absolutely unbearable. To find a solution. Xuan Che's eyes were staring at the 9 o'clock direction, and the man seemed to be brewing some tricks. Water style, water severing wave, used it, this is known as the strongest attacking ninjutsu among water style. Water severing wave is definitely a ninjutsu that can only be used by Jonin and above. This shows that the other party is not just as simple as a mountain villager. Chapter 271 however, this Xuan Che is even more difficult. His figure disappears without a trace in such a moment, flying thunder god slash. Brush. In this moment of effort, Xuan Che's knife was sent directly towards the other's heart. The other side turned sideways and avoided. Just kidding, you were great. Did the other party grow up eating dried noodles? As soon as you go down, you promise to hit, and the opponent can only be hit by you, right? What a shame. Not allowing this embarrassing situation to occur is definitely not giving you the possibility of hitting. It's such a simple matter. Then, look at this Xuan Che again. Flying Thunder God, cut again. The second attack came again. The third attack continues. The fourth attack. This is simply coming again and again. It is a feeling that you are going to drive you crazy one after another. It is clear to think that it will cover you countless times if you don't succeed. No, this time, it was past the other side 09, and a blood hole was drawn, blood, that was also flowing out in an instant. The other person's eyes were staring at this damn Xuan Che. I really didn't expect this situation to have such a possibility that it had developed to such a point. Okay, very good, this person, really good at it, really good at it. The other party's current mood, that's bad, yes, it's terrible, I can't wait to disregard such a circumstance and simply fight this damn bad thing, it's good, it's really just a momentary change in mood. That's terrible and terrible. I never thought that the situation would eventually develop in this direction. Where's the direction that people want to see, isn't this a feeling of driving people crazy? Ha ha ha. Xuan Che laughed mockingly, then laughed, it must be mocking, it must be contempt, it must be impossible to smile seriously with the other party. I am really upset, upset. The man's eyes stared at this Xuan Che and shouted. Then even if you are very upset with the facts, it is that you have not succeeded in any way to me, right? You still collapsed like this, right? Xuan Che asked. No, that's not right, as long as I want, I can kill you. Tisk tut. Summoning technique. At this moment, the man directly drew a little blood from the wound with the thumb of his right hand, and then he released the final big move, summoning technique. Once this summoning technique was used, it was really not simple and not ordinary. Advertisement look, at this moment the man summoned a big rhino. The rhino horns of this rhino can be seen to be quite sharp. If it hits you with such a vow, tut, this feeling, do you think it's funny? No, it's not. Judging from the situation at this moment, this rhino is already ready to break the door. Brush. Acting. This is the feeling that the earth is shaking and the mountain is shaking, and it came out in an instant. I promise to break the door. There is definitely a slight ambiguity. Crippled you. The idea is good, the actual situation may be a little bit, no, it is quite unsatisfactory. At this moment, such a figure blocked the path of the rhinoceros, and grabbed the rhinoceros horn with such a hand, directly relying on his own strength, so easily blocked the rhinoceros. Who is this guy? It's Xuan Che. At this moment, it has entered sage mode. In this fairy mode, tusk, this is turning around and getting up, so that is to throw the rhino out. Boom. When the rhino landed, the movement was really very amazing. It was such a feeling of falling to the ground. Although I can get up again, I can see that this rhino should be somewhat afraid of Xuan Che. At this moment, the man's eyes are staring at Xuan Che like radar. It's a good thing, it's just that it has developed into such a way. Good, so good. Killing you, really killing you. At this moment, the man can't wait to send Xuan Che to a dead end, not for fun. What are you doing looking at me like this? Don't do, like, willing, love, just want to look at you like this. What's the matter? What's the problem? No problem, just curious about what you are doing looking at me like this. Like, willing, love, oh, Xuan Che walked towards the man. You, what are you doing? The man's eyes were staring at Xuan Che. At this moment, there was a feeling of panic. This person walked towards him, it shouldn't be for chatting with him, the other party was for shooting. However, the opponent is the kind that will show terrible power once it is shot. The opponent is really very difficult to deal with. What is good? Advertisement. I don't know if it should be done, it makes people feel a little weak, really. Then what is this choice because of the man's confusion, and therefore he will not make a move. Thinking too much. Brush, coming with the handle of the knife tightly. This kind of attack that a knife will cut on the body, tusk, it is a kind of swearing feeling that it is cut out. Spare no effort to drop it again and again, it will definitely not let you have a good biscuit. Absolute. Brush, failed. Dangerous. Every time, it was only a little bit close to hitting the body. Fortunately, for now, this kind of attack continues like this, and there is no possibility of success. It's just such a situation. Is it? Puff. This knife pierced the man's body? Are you dumbfounded? Get out of the circle. I didn't expect things to develop like this at all, right? Unexpectedly, that's right, I didn't want you to think about it, did you? The man didn't expect that this thing would develop to this point. So crazy. At this moment, I can't wait for such a rhythm to yell at the sky, it is really quite crazy. I really didn't expect that things would develop to this point, what to do and what to do. Boom. A palm hit the man's body, and the knife broke away from the opponent's body as the man retreated. Because the knife was detached, the heart was congested in an instant, and then, it was going to extinction and died. Chapter 272 Dark Place. Such a figure slowly came out. In fact, he was not sure enough. It was not sure at all, but how unsure, at this moment, it must be resisted. If you can't hold it, you have to resist, because he is the person in charge this time. What is the person in charge? That is the person the other party will find if the subordinate fails. So, at this moment, even if the Panasonic God of War does not come out, I would like to ask, what use is that? When people know that he is the person in charge, they still bite him and will look for him. There is no suspense. Instead of being found by the other party like this, it's better to just come out so proactively. At this moment, God of War of Matsushita stared at Xuan Che. How could there be such a powerful person in a place like Daughter Kingdom? How could it happen? What kind of situation is this? What is it going to do? Then, look at this Xuan Che. I'm too lazy to talk to you. The handle is already clenched, and clenching is ready, and if you are ready, it will be an attack. Once it is swept away, tut, that's if you want to fight you. This is a shit. You have to come out. This unwavering attack. It must make you despair. It will not give you any hope, that's it. I came to think like this. You may not know who I am. I am Panasonic, a person who is not very easy to provoke. Well, I belong to the Panasonic group. Panasonic. What is that? You don't even know about Matsushita Electric. You said you belong to the Matsushita group? I was really disappointed with you. You are a fake. It's such a situation. Yeah, so disappointed. You, don't talk to me here, these things are gone. I'm Panasonic, someone you shouldn't provoke. That provokes, I still do it well, how can I do it? You obviously threaten my life safety, but you are unable and successful again. I feel your despair, you want to die, right? Well, you just want to die, that's right. Kill you, I must kill you, I thought about it this way, you are dead. Matsushita has already taken out the kunwu from his body, above the kunwu, the cold light is shining, such a feeling, will not let you have good fruit, that's it. Then, is it the same thing to treat you? Do you have such a 10th bowl with kunwu? Stop it, okay, it won't be treating you as the same thing, it won't be putting you in the eyes, Once, twice, 3 or 5 times, 10 times, 8 times and many times. It can be seen that this feeling is to enter the state in an instant. In an instant, it is to present a very terrible power and bring you very terrible damage, it is such a situation. Then what? Succeeded? No, it didn't work. Advertisement. Judging from the situation at this moment, there is no such a possibility of success. What is the problem? No, right? Brush. 3 hits and 5 divides 2. Attacks must be continued. This is a time and again, even if you can't kill you, you have to let you have no chance to attack. Panasonic is good at calculating. Panasonic knows very clearly, well, as long as you are not serious, the final result will really not be too good and you will die. Just such attacks again and again, even if they are unsuccessful for a while. Possible. As long as there is hope, then this future can be counted on. The most feared thing is that there is no hope, and that is really abolished. Fortunately, it is not such a situation without hope. Looking at Xuan Che again, is there such a feeling that Panasonic is regarded as one thing in his eyes again and again? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Xuan Che looked at Panasonic with a sneer. This feeling of sneer, mad, not mad? Is the brain buzzing? Yes, that's right. Brush, Daoguangjianing, this time, tusk. The feeling that you were caught off guard, this moment, this is to strengthen this idea, it must be hit on you. Matsushita knew that the opponent's swordsmanship was superb, and the opponent was really not very easy to deal with. I was still a little too confident. I shouldn't be on the stage at the beginning. If I just run away, that is the safest way. No, you can't be so discouraged. No matter how hopeless it is, you must try it. Well, you must try. Panasonic's eyes locked on Xuan Che. Once again, he recharged his self-confidence. Well, it was not in such a state of arrears. Xuan Che shook his head and was very disappointed. He didn't want to say anything to the other person. I didn't have any interest in seeing the other person. I didn't bother to talk to you. You can chant whatever you like. What a simple thing. No, it's rare to treat you as a dish. Backquote, can we talk or not? At this moment, Panasonic drank. Advertisement brush. The attack of the sword light and sword shadow, in fact, that is the best answer. Does this mean something I want to talk to you? No, it's not uncommon to take care of you. I don't care whether you are in a good mood or a bad mood. It's all your personal business, people, that's it. Is it so maddening to be so irritating? Ding. Reluctantly resisted it. Reluctantly, it means that if you go on like this, sooner or later, you will be finished. So, if you keep on going like this, it is seriously inappropriate. If it is not appropriate, you have to find a way to develop the matter to a suitable level, that's it. Do it, then it's over. In such a moment, this is 3 times 5 divided by 2, and it beats you to cry. What do you think? Can talk, can't talk. No, at this moment, Panasonic was in a state of confrontation and sent a question to Xuan Che. Flying Thunder God / Xuan Che drank a towel. Brush. The sword and the shadow of the sword are here. Xuan Che's blow, a fatal blow. At this moment, this Panasonic's figure shifted and avoided the past. Second time, third time. This Flying Thunder God / killing technique is simply coming again and again. This feeling, going on like this, tusk. Sooner or later it will drive you to despair. What do you think? You are afraid that it is a kind of feeling that you think too much. Then, judging from the situation at the moment, the situation is not good. Chapter 273. Puff. In the end, my heart was pierced. That pierced the heart. It is such a simple thing. You offend others. They will not kill you? Do you think this is possible? Look. They killed you, right? Are you crazy? Is the brain buzzing? The big guy looked at such a situation and ran. If you don't run at this moment, then there is simply no possibility of even running. Then, it really is the end of the calf, the end. This feeling is not very happy, that's for sure. Run away, one after another, tusk. This speed is fast. The momentary kung fu, these people have no traces, and the momentary kung fu is just like this. Xuan Che is back. Since there is no trace, go back to sleep. No, time goes by. The next day, Xuan Che boarded the itinerary of forward in Konoha. I can't go on like this anymore. I have to go back. It's not that I won't come back in the future. If I come back, I will definitely come back. But at this moment, there are more important things to do. Apprentices must take good care of them. Konoha. Xuan Che is back. This feeling is really the same as returning home, and it feels very refreshing. The figure appeared 3 times. Follow me, Xuan Che ordered. Nodding 3 times. Miyamoto Santo is an outsider, but Xuan Che is his own. Once this person follows Xuan Che, then no one will say anything. Walking like this, I heard the noise coming from ahead. Advertisement obviously, there were such a few rascals who were teasing a eldest lady. It could be seen that these rascals were attendant and didn't have a serious job, so they could only do this thing. Since it was seen, it must be punishing evil and promoting good. This is Xuan Che's style. Hey, stop it, okay? Xuan Che looked at each other and asked. Several gangsters looked at Xuan Che and didn't know where this thing came from. It felt like they didn't know how powerful Konoha's first gang was. It really offended them, that's offended Shinigami, and died. That's such a kind of soundlessness. Stop it. Xuan Che drank. The gangster who took the lead pulled out kunai. This person, this is to let himself stop a bit, right? Isn't it the same thing as not to think of yourself? This is talking to yourself? I don't know who you provoke and who offends you, right? Then simply, straightforward, just send the other party on the road, it's such a simple thing. You can't allow the other party to continue to live like this, don't allow it. As long as it's the other party, let the other party die. It's such a simple thing. Don't care about you so much, hum. Then, is it so tightly holding the knife, and then Xuan Che will be frightened by the other party to pee his pants? Think too much, okay, it would not be to treat the other party as a dish, the other party is so self-righteous, it is really inappropriate, It's so irritating, so arrogant, cold, and ruthless, it doesn't put people in the eyes. It's not a thing, right? Okay. Okay. Then simply indirectly, it is the feeling of being cruel and cruel. Do it, that is at this moment, it must be a terrible injury to you, it is such a situation. Failed. Xuan Che shook his head. He is a master of swordsmanship. Why is the other party so emboldened to play with himself? Where does the other party's self-confidence come from? I found it from the body of the table, isn't it? 1/10, it's almost all. What a failure. What are 10 failures? What are the failures again and again? It doesn't matter what it is, such a constant failure, what is it? It doesn't treat you as the same thing. So, this is simply going to continue the failure. Boom. Kick sideways. Succeedingly, he succeeded in counterattack, hitting this opponent. How could he take care of you, so much? Are you afraid that you are thinking too much? Are you going to drive me crazy? Are you? Who's driving me crazy? I'm driving you crazy. Do I need to drive you crazy? Do you take yourself too much? Naive ghost? I'm not a naive ghost, no, if you keep going like this, I will be angry. Advertisement, naive ghosts, naive ghosts, naive ghosts. Xuan Che said. The right hand of the rogue stood up. Big guy, at this moment, this is to be treated seriously, big guy, this is to figure out exactly what is going to be, at this moment, this is absolutely not let the other party have good biscuits, this is a 100% sure thing what. Looking at Xuan Che again, he was still so indifferent, it didn't matter, he didn't care, it was the same thing not to treat the big guys. The big guy couldn't bear it anymore, do it, then it's over. At this moment, one body after another really approached Xuan Che, and walking so close would really stop Xuan Che from being disabled, it was impossible. As for Xuan Che, it is impossible not to drive the opponent crazy. Bang, bang sound, endless, regardless of whether the big guy is close or not, Xuan Che's attack hit the big guy with great precision. Look, falling down like this one after another, tusk. Drive crazy everyone is Xuan Che's idea. How simple it is, it really doesn't change if you figure it out clearly, no matter how much you do, what do you like just do it, people are such a bird's virtue, how can they care about you, hum. After attacking one after another, the big guy looked at Xuan Che like this and was a little scared. It was the same feeling as seeing the big devil. It was such a feeling that it was very maddening. Everyone hoped Xuan Che will be more serious, don't keep going like this. Xuan Che's attack continued, is that still playing? Run away, I have to leave here, I can't keep staying like this. You need to be so determined to leave from here, that's what it is. In this way, only this little boss is left. At this moment, Xuan Che locked the little boss like this again. The little boss is a little panicked, this is not only locked by Xuan Che, this is locked by the big devil, the other person's eyes, that is Shinigami's eyes, the other person can poke him to death with just one finger at any time, the other person if you can do something like this, the other party looks frightening and uncomfortable. Chapter 274. Brush. Ran. The little gangster ran away. Xuan Che shook his head, just so promising. I hope you are going to marry me, that's it. At this moment, this young lady blocked Xuan Che's path, her eyes, beautiful eyes, staring at Xuan Che so straightly, she would want to kiss you if she got it right. Xuan Che ignored the other party and left, it was very indifferent when he left. I said, I think, you must marry me. Missy blocked Xuan Che's way. This person, is this crazy? She has such a good figure and such a good appearance. At first glance, she comes from a wealthy family. Is it appropriate for the other party not to marry her? It's not appropriate for the other party to be like this, right? Ha. Xuan Che just smiled. It's not uncommon to just take care of the other party. This is definitely something. Well, I'm too lazy to take care of you. It's such an irritating thing. Take care of you. You can't hear me, can you? I can hear, I heard, what can I do? I just promised you. Impossible? How could a proud person like me promised you? You might think too much. Such a look, you, childishness is not a little bit of such a feeling. I am angry, Well, commit suicide if you are angry, don't send it. Xuan Che is gone. The eldest lady keeps up, I have never seen such a crazy person. Since I have seen it at this moment, it is even more important to be so thorough with you. It must not make you so easy. The land left, not allowed. If you want to go, she won't let you go, you say it's so irritating. Then, does Xuan Che care that the other party treats each other as the same thing? Impossible, right? The eldest lady just kept following with enthusiasm. She hoped that she would cause a little trouble to the other party. If the other party compromised like this, it would have achieved such a marriage. So, this is harmony. Together, hello and me. Everyone is good, how good, right? As a result, people are so indifferent, ruthless, and unreasonable to make trouble. They don't treat you as the same thing and don't take you seriously. It's really serious. I never thought about treating you as the same thing. I'm angry, don't you know? Advertisement. Alright, I got it. This is not something that I know, I'm really angry. Ha. Why are you such a virtue? I've always been, what's the matter? I strangle you to death, really, oh, got it. Back and forth, endless, this simply doesn't give you face for this eldest lady, even if you are only a woman, you will not give you face for women, isn't it annoying? Is the brain buzzing? The young lady took a deep breath and told herself, we must calm down. Calm down like this, for sure, don't think too much. Well, whatever the other person loves, she definitely won't put the other person in her eyes. It's such a situation, it will. As a result, People can still care if you're calm or not. They just left. It's a feeling that they're simply and unambiguous. What about you? Your emotions only represent yourself, and you can't represent others, and they won't treat you as one. Going on. The eldest stomped her foot and followed up, came to the training ground. The big guy is practicing. Especially Kimimaro. Tut, that's pretty hard work. Kimimaro's bloodline power has not been exerted to ultimate. Once he is controlled by his illness and the bloodline power is exerted to ultimate, his bloodline is simply very, very terrifying. So, for this Kimimaro, Xuan Che is still very optimistic. I taught everyone about it, and I taught it 3 times, and in the blink of an eye, it was night. No, in the dead of night, there was a figure that was hidden in the dark. It was a plot to shoot at this Xuan Che's body. The other party was the rogue's brother, Ichiro. Ichiro hid it and was ready to show his power towards Xuan Che at any time. He felt that he did not successfully threaten Xuan Che, and the other party did not know if he was not alert. Well, it's still a bit of not treating yourself as one thing. Zero ask for flowers anyway, it's very annoying. Anyway, it makes people crazy, advertisement anyway, it's not enough if you don't make a move. Brush. I was taken aback, and a knife was sent directly to Xuan Che's body. A knife is meant to end the opponent and end the battle. It must be to let the opponent know the seriousness of this matter. It is not uncommon. It's because of your feeling, just chant what you like, how simple things are, you're just a pile of shit. Brush, attack, come again, for the first time, it failed. 0. Because the attack failed, Ichiro knew that this guy was not easy to provoke, and he was already provoked. Then continue to provoke you like this, what else can you do? Sometimes, some things are just so helpless. Ding, ding. The black knife shot instantly. Ichiro is Konoha's ninja, so when he saw the black sword, he immediately thought of a possibility. He provoked it, wouldn't it be Xuan Che? Puff. Ichiro knelt down. What are you doing? You kneel down as soon as I confront you, and you're plotting against me in the dark, are you crazy? You are Master Xuan Che. I was wrong, I shouldn't provoke you, I mean. Ichiro slapped himself. This slap is another slap. It is really hard to hit the cheek again and again. It feels like hitting a shameless face. It's really every time. The killer, such a feeling of exhausting all his strength. Ichiro honestly knew that he was wrong, so awkward. Don't care about the other party, it's not appropriate, care about the other party is like this. This Konoha's ninja is different from outside. If it is Konoha's ninja, it shouldn't be too much. If it is your own family, then your family can forgive each other like this. Xuan Che waved his hand. Ichiro left in an instant, really vowing that he would never do such a stupid thing again. NS. Chapter 275. Who? Ichiro looked at the direction of 9 o'clock and shouted. Puff. A knife pierced this Lang's body. Ichiro simply didn't have a chance to evade. At this moment, Xuan Che didn't even have a chance to reinforce him. The other party really made the move without any ambiguity in front of Xuan Che, very arrogant. Now, this figure walked out and came to this Xuan Che's front. Xuan Che was very upset, the other party's arrogance, that made him make such a decision. This invader will undoubtedly die, this is a certain thing. You look at me like this, why, is this going to shoot me? If you want to shoot me, you should be able to see it too, I never thought about treating you as the same thing. What an arrogant person I am. Then you continue to be arrogant. Xuan Che walked to one side and went to 0, 4 or 3, which meant that he ignored you and didn't care about you. You can continue to be so arrogant. Well, no one is stopping you. That's so annoying. How to do? The other party just watched Xuan Che go. No, this knife was directly sent to Xuan Che's body. Ding. How could Xuan Che be unable to resist even this kind of low-level swordsmanship? With such a casual flirt, it is simply easy to resist the attack. Attack, come again. Continuous, it's endless. This time and again spared no effort to sweep up. Failure, it is impossible to have such a possibility of success, but the sound of ding 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 is endless. The opponent has launched countless attacks under the main attack, in exchange for countless failures. Is this what the opponent wants to see? To tell you clearly, no, is there any way? Could it be possible to change something? Calm down, must be calm, advertisement, you don't have the task of yours in the Akatsuki organization, right? What kind of messy organization is Akatsuki? Do you think it is necessary for me to get into Akatsuki organization? Then what are you doing in front of me? Are you crazy? Since I ran in front of you, it means that your talent has been recognized by our organization. Under such a situation, our organization will invite you to join the group, that's it. Thing. Oh, then I refuse, I didn't care and refused. This is what Xuan Che thinks at this moment. Why do you want to agree? I refuse, what can you do to me? One Tenten, you don't know what to do, right? Do you mean to kill WoW? I said I refused? You better not go on like this, really, I reject. Once again, Xuan Che refused, and the other party can ask countless times. Xuan Che also guarantees that the final result of countless times is rejection, just rejection, unswervingly reject every time, what is it? That's it, this is simply a serious impact on people's emotions, this is beyond endurance and can't wait for it to explode. My name is Higashimura Sanshong. Sanshong from a village in the east? No, my name is Higashimura Sanshong. Is your village in the east? I don't want to talk about this with you, I want to talk to you about this, what's the matter? Very angry. Sanshong is really angry, the other party didn't feel him at all, it's definitely not unusual. Okay, Okay, okay. It seems that the other party is really going to be such a gradual pace to the end on this road of death. Well, I really want to let the other party know that there are some people, once it is provoked, it is simply such a situation that is endless. I give you a chance at the end, I want to communicate with you like this, Sanshong looked at this Xuan Che and said, brush. Attack, unfolded. There is not so much nonsense, only this very beautiful attack. This time it feels like you have spared no effort, it must be hello to you. Must be to send you on a dead end. Advertisement judging from the situation at this moment, it is true that this result, it is impossible to be better, absolutely impossible. Sanshong's eyes locked Xuan Che, and when locked, he would really move towards Xuan Che at any time. Once he made a shot, is that something fun to do with you? Ding, ding. Sanshong resisted the attack of choice, he saw it and didn't show a bit of assassin. Really, you would treat his shell organization as the same thing. 0. Akatsuki, what a shit. The shell organization doesn't have such a mind to argue about anything. The shell organization just wants to exist in such obscurity all the time. If it is so powerful that it is terrifying, it will be over. The capital that is so powerful that it is terrifying is its own combat power. It must have a strong combat power, and ordinary human shell organizations can't look at it. If this amount is worthy, it must be taken away, such as this Xuan Che. Whoosh! A beam cannon, in such an instant, it greeted Xuan Che directly. Xuan Che turned sideways, avoiding the past. Then, the beam cannons disperse. After dispersing, it becomes a lot of small beam cannons, and then, just like this is a moment when the covering is completed towards your body. Such a covering, you thought it was fun with you? As a result, it was a lot of fun. At this moment, Xuan Che puts his hands together, directly using the assassin's key. He has never used the ability, Shanshu Wadam. The vine whips condensed into these fairy arts, appearing like wooden vines, appearing and interweaving, instantly protect him in it. After protecting him, the result is really predictable. No, this is under absolute defense, it is directly resisting such an attack. It almost died. So, the facts show that the other party is still a little bit close. Whizzing. More beam bombs, just do it. It looks like an attack like tailed beast bomb. After being condensed, it is very, very amazing. It feels unusual when it looks at it. The destructive power is huge. Such a vow is shown to cover Xuan Che's body. Sexual assault. I can see that it must be the feeling of submerging Xuan Che in it. As for Xuan Che, the feeling presented by this fairy magic vine is absolute defense. Just listen to the endless sound, explosion, countless times. Coming countless times. The person's feeling, tusk, but it's not simple and unusual. Then, it completely collapsed.